Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That's Delepa. I am Travis, and it's time for Monday Night Raw.
Hey, everybody.
Have a little diving.
Yeah,
Olympics.
diving.
We're watching some Olympics, too.
Is this the men's, whatchamacallit, synchronized swimming or synchronized
Diving?
diving?
Yeah. The Chinese are usually pretty good, so.
We'll see if we even get a medal this time, since we didn't the last time. Anyways, but over on Raw, which is what we're really here for tonight, they're just showing highlights of Nikki Ash, or as we know her, Nikki Cross, winning the Raw Women's Belt.
ASH. That's what they're calling her. Not Ash. ASH.
Oh, so they call her Nikki ASH?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, let's say that 5 times fast and see how well that works out for him.
Ish.
Let's see if you can say your ass a whole bunch of times. See what happens to you. Anyways, we got Walter out there. Hey, Walter.
Hey, they're way
He'll
up
see
there.
us at 9:05 though. Let's see. We got Sophie with us. Roberto is out there. Alita is with us tonight. And, of course, we have Aaron. Let's see. Sophie says at least SmackDown got past 2 million viewers from this past Friday. Fans are still upset about what happened with Cross last Monday. And Jeff Hardy has COVID.
Sounds like a fun week.
True that.
And Britt Baker got her
arm broken. Yeah, Britt Baker has a broken arm thanks to...
Britt Baker has been injured twice, both times by the same person.
Yeah, her girthy opponent isn't very good at her job. As Alita says, almost a superhero. Yep, that is who is your Raw Women's Champion.
And there she is. There she blows.
So, she's doing her little thing like, yay, I'm so excited, right? So, the question is, who's going to come out and interrupt her? Because that's what usually happens,
I think both of them are.
Right?
I think it's going to be a triple.
Yeah?
Either that or Beck. With the Beck Exploder.
Sophie's like, I'd rather have Bobby open tonight's show instead of this. Ouch.
Yeah, you don't like the women?
Sophie says people don't believe that Nikki Cross actually came up with this superhero gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less if she did.
I don't care if she did or not. If it works for her, it works for her.
Why don't you just ask to do it other times? They would let you.
I'm sure they probably would have.
They're jumping from 2 giraffes. Synchronized diving.
Why are their legs so big? Why do they need big legs to do diving?
For the jumping. Look how far they've jumped down. Watch how good these guys are. It's pretty amazing. They're almost one person.
Almost. Not quite. Let's see. Sophie's like, if she faces Alexa Bliss, it will be like Batman and the Joker. Alita's like, she will actually defend. Rhea was defending. She was just defending against one person most of the time. You deserve it, huh? All right, now keep the...
She's like...
Yay, you're boring. All right, well, bored now.
She's not boring. She's fine. It's funny, though, that her husband had to get fired for her to become champion.
It's like I could see Raw getting to SmackDown, like, numbers-wise at some point. Grant T's in the chat. Hey, Grant says Wrestling Gab, who is the better superhero, Nikki Ash or the Hurricane?
Hurricane.
The Hurricane seems like he was way more entertaining.
He did it longer. And you know they did sign him. He is backstage. Not to wrestle.
Just a writer?
But to be a writer, and now they have a superhero that has a cape.
Ah.
Hey, that person had that NWA shirt on.
Yeah, did they? That's funny. John Dwyer's in the chat and
John.
JVD. Hey, JVD. Nice to see
JV.
you. You're alive, huh? That's good to know, bud.
Glad to see
John
everybody's
Dwyer's like,
alive.
hey, Travis Smith, remember Friday on SmackDown when Roman accepted Finn's challenge for SummerSlam? Well, off air, John Cena and the Mysterios won a 6-man tag match beating Roman and the Usos.
That's how you do it. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Aaron wants to know if you've been keeping up with the Olympics.
I've been trying to. It's really hard to watch. It's been very, very hard to watch for me. But I am watching it. I'm getting through it. Here comes Charlotte. And that means that Rhea will show up seconds later. She's got to be pretty upset.
Well, considering that she
was screwed out of it.
They botched a whole bunch of things and then she lost it. But not because of her botches. But she was supposed to lose it, actually, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny because she can't seem to keep a title very long, which is pretty pathetic. It's really weird.
The 11-time world champion.
Indar's in the chat. Hey, Indar! And JVD's like, I am alive by God's grace. That's good. I'm glad you didn't get taken advantage of by the South African and that you're, away because you have to move her to America and you've lost all your money. Because she's not real. She's a catfisher. Thomas is in the chat.
With her.
Hey, Thomas. That doesn't mean anything. They can still catfish you. Sophie says the Olympics are hard to find because my mom and our roommate took a while to find it.
Yeah, it is hard to find sports that you do want to watch, but most of them are on Peacock. But you can watch them, on NBC.
Aren't they on like the NBC Sports
all their
or like
sister networks.
I was gonna say usually all of their stuff have them.
I was gonna watch the boxing and stuff. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Boxing is a tougher one to watch because they judge it way different.
Oh yeah.
Because they go by hits, so every hit's a point.
Oh wow. Anyways, Thomas is in the chat. Hey, Thomas says, "Hey guys, what's up? Not much. Just watching some Raw tonight."
And a little bit of Olympic diving. Charlotte, you were a disgrace. You were a champion for 25 hours.
Sophie's like, the WWE now wants Braun back in the company along with Mojo. Huh.
I like Mojo. He could do it. I could see him coming back and doing something. The Hype Bros.
She's making fun of the stuff you talk about.
I talk about it all the time, right?
That's funny. Alita says, I've been trying to keep up with the gymnastics. Yeah. JVD says Charlotte should have never won in the first place. LOL.
We had some people over yesterday, and so I couldn't watch the gymnastics.
Sorry.
So I missed the gymnastics last night.
JVD says, no, I'm not talking to her anymore. Oh, we found somebody else. You going for the Farmers Only this time. Alita says, wow, what happened? Oh, Lord. Let's have some recaps.
So they're keeping Charlotte in this feud. I mean, it's like they can't get rid of her or something.
Right? Thomas has found out what's happening on NXT for the next 2 weeks.
She just told him to shut up and then started laughing.
Well, Thomas, it's pretty obvious what's happening on the next 2 weeks for NXT because they,
It's recorded.
They recorded it and then it got released and leaked everywhere.
I don't know if all of it did.
A lot of it did, though. Sophie says if you watch it on Peacock, you have to wait 2 days for it to watch it. We're talking about the Olympics, not Raw.
Yeah, the Olympics are live on Peacock.
The Olympics should be just live. Sophie says, I'm not a big Olympics fan. I watch it every once in a while. Picola says in the chat, hey, Picola says, hello, everyone. Is there any cure for the summertime blues? Why do you have summertime blues? What's going on?
There ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Uh-huh.
It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
That's gross.
We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught.
Stuff is like, it's funny with all these streaming services, people now want to go back to cable. Right. It was a lot simpler and easier to deal with, that's for sure.
And cheaper in the long run. After you happen to buy 4 or 5 of these things.
Because this place has this specific stuff and this place has this specific stuff. So if you want to watch this show, you have to get this streaming service if you wanted to watch it. Because you can't watch it on this one because they don't own it.
Like perfect.
Great Britain.
Look at that.
They did really good. That's wow. The injustice isn't Nikki's fault. It's all the fans' fault.
It's the fans' fault.
It's the fans' fault, you bastards. It's all your faults, you bastards. Alita's like, go out, P-Cola. Go out. That's how you get rid of summertime blues. P-Cola says, look, Santa is in the building. Is it? Who's Santa? Where? Where's Santa? I didn't see Santa.
She's playing the victim role so great. Because people love a victim, you know? That's how you get people on your side.
They love to hate them. JB's like, yeah, I need to stick to the farmers only piffs. I've learned a hard lesson. JB's like, what's up, Picola? James is like, it's raw, y'all. It is raw, James. You got it.
Here she comes, Rhea Ripley.
Thomas says, WWE programming. It's a week late on the network here. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, if you watch it, like, if you don't watch it live, maybe, perhaps.
What are we talking about?
WWE programming.
On Peacock?
He doesn't get Peacock. He's in the Great Britain. He's in the UK. So he gets it on WWE Network still.
Oh, yeah.
Sophie says, I'm talking about the Olympics. If you watch the Olympics on Peacock, you have to wait 2 days to watch it.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. I just know that every night before I go to bed, they say, if you want to watch it live, watch it on Peacock. But if not, then you're watching it at prime time. Like right now, this stuff already happened. That's on NBC right now. But you could have watched it live on Peacock earlier in the day.
Right.
When it was actually live. Is what Mike Tirico said?
Yes. Piccolo says, hell yeah, sing along that, Alan Jackson. El Barvo. Stuff is like, some shows are on 2 or 3 streaming services, yeah, but not all of them. Piccolo says, hi, you guys. No, it's just song lyrics. I'm fine. How are you doing? Fantastic. And as, and Luke is in the chat. Says, hi, all you schmucks from Kansas City.
Schmucks.
Because Luke is in the States. Your plane didn't crash or go down. That's always a bonus. You made it.
Did you tip the pilot?
Did you tell him what a good job he did?
Here's for not wrecking.
She did, I guess. Thank you for not taking us and wrecking us into a cornfield. Glad you made it to Kansas City and not Nebraska. Thomas says not paying $50 a month just to watch Raw, NXT, and SD live.
Is that with the SB Sports or SP Sports or whatever?
BT Sports.
BT Sports.
Chris says, OMG, Char keeps running her mouth, right? And it's good to see you in the chat tonight, Chris. Sophie says, people thought getting rid of cable, they won't raise any money, but look at how many streaming services there are.
Yep, and they're all $10 or $5 or whatever. They all add up, and
yay!
Next thing you know, you're paying $150 instead of $130 or whatever.
Yep.
And you got to pay for the internet, which you were already paying for anyways. But
yes.
That's her argument. Throwing it out there.
I mean, but you do, right? To get all the streaming services, you have to pay for the internet.
But you might have to
but
get
to watch
more
cable, you
data.
don't have to have internet.
But you have to pay more data.
True, you do.
Like us, like I only get like 700 gigs or something. And if I was going to go full online, who's this one?
Tony?
I don't know this song.
Oh, it's the GMs.
Oh, okay.
Sylvia says, I meant lose. People thought getting rid of cable, they won't raise any money, but look at how many streaming services there are. Yep. Chris says, Becky should have came out and punched Char. Luke says,
right in the
I'm at Raw, motherfuckers. Woo! There's Travis's thing.
There it is.
Yep.
Triple threat. Yeah, because nobody wants to miss that.
Right? Thomas says BT Sports, yeah, Sky used to have the rights, but they overcharged $80 for it. Damn. Sophie says, my mom was complaining about how much money she is paying for all the streaming services that we have, and Netflix is like the old guy.
Yeah, Netflix is almost trash now. And it's like $18.
I watched Netflix. Piccola says, happy to hear you made it safely, Luke, right? Alita says, hi, Luke. And Luke says, so guess who was here at the pre-show warm-up walking through the crowd? Becky Lynch!
Old Lyncher.
That's my guess. Did I get it right?
Brock.
Am I a winner?
John Cena. The Rock. There's Charlotte taking it right to Rhea's head.
She's like, let me take my shoes off. I won't throw them at you this time.
I wonder why she went at her head and not her knee. She should have went after her knee.
The Super almost got it. The action was happening. So, did she get it?
Fight later?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Did she get a chance to get the belt later?
I know they're having a match later, but I don't know.
If it's for the belt?
Yeah, I didn't see if it was for the belt. I was too busy talking.
Huh.
I can't learn when I'm talking.
Please stop showing the commentators. They don't know what they're doing.
He has a
a broken nose, dude. You weren't even in the ring for a month or two because you had broken something. You should have been fighting. Yeah, wackadoodle. Let's see. Sophie says, no wonder Netflix has lost subscribers because it gets boring. Chris says, I kind of like Nikki doing this. I like her enthusiasm, but I think she should turn heel. Like, still in the superhero outfit, but, like, Nikki could just be annoying heel. It could work. P. Cola says, boy, 18 minutes in and this cold open feels just like DX opening Raw. Sleepy. Right? It's like a weird thing. But anyways, we got Damian Priest and Sheamus up next. That's what's happening. And I think it's for the United States Championship.
Going right out of the gate.
Out of the gate. Luke
maybe
says...
Sheamus can't wrestle, and so they'll drop the belt now.
Maybe. Luke says it was Becky Lynch, Bray Wyatt, Liv Morgan, and Paige, which was awesome yet confusing. What are they doing right now, Luke? We have commercial. I want to know what they're doing at Raw right this second. Tell me. Sophie says, with Daniel Bryan going to AEW, wonder how that will affect his wife return to the company. She might not ever return.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get in shape anyways, the Bellas.
I mean...
I see their pictures on Insta, and they're still not there.
They try. They work out a lot and stuff, but, one of them has 2 kids. One of them has 1 kid. One's trying to, have a relationship. They're starting a new wine thing and shit. They got a lot of crap going on for him. Let's see. Sophie says with Daniel Bryan, that. JVD says Charlotte ruins everything. Alita's like, I get 2 gigs. Nice. Luke says, I have no idea. I'm not backstage. I didn't say you were backstage. I said, what's happening right now out there? Like, I don't know what's happening. You're in the crowd. What are they doing? Is it just empty? Do, the commentators talk? Do you, have to do stuff to the ring? What are they doing right now? It's a legitimate question. Nobody else can answer it.
With their bug spray or whatever.
Yeah. Are they disinfecting it? Make sure nobody sneezed on it.
Nobody was around Jeff Hardy.
Everybody was around Jeff Hardy. Poor Carrion.
Cross is probably in lockdown.
Oh, Jesus. It's awesome. All the old school shit we all know. That, oh, wait, not everybody knows it.
Turn around and say goodbye. Till then, baby.
Big Ol says, I have bingo cards. Do you want me to send a link? You have bingo cards for tonight? That's interesting. Randy says, hello, friends. Hello, Randy. Chris says, but also Nikki ASH out there kind of feels like I'm watching amateur wrestling, you know? XXX. Looks like right now I know is I'm getting drunk. They actually do disinfect the ring and stuff after each match. Do they, like, take the wrestlers after they get out and then, like, disinfect them, too? Like, spray them down, like, with lice spray and shit like they were in prison?
They give them prison showers.
Just kidding.
Act like you're on the yard. Rhea would be all sorts of comfortable.
She probably would. It's like, oh, I know how this goes. Sophie's like, did you hear during the Rolling Loud episode of SmackDown that during the matches in Miami, Ohio, got some matches like the 6-man tag with Big E? Yeah, we kind of figured that would have to happen because how else would they not have it be boring? Could you imagine those people just sitting there like, well, I guess we're watching this. It's just weird. Sophie says people are making fun of Nikki ASH winning the women's championship.
That's all right.
Randy says Jeff Hardy is isolating in a pharmacy. Sophie says a few months ago there were talks about the Bella Twins returning to the WWE at some point this year. I just don't think they're quite there. When we last saw them, you know, there for the...
WrestleMania?
Before... No, not just that, but the... Yeah, it was WrestleMania, but it was during the...
Super Bowl?
No! What's that stupid show? You put them in their thing.
Divas?
The Hall of Fame shit.
That was
Jesus
for WrestleMania.
Christ.
That's what I was talking about.
The Hall of Fame stuff and everything, and the outfits they were wearing, whether or not they were flattering, they don't look like they're in very good shape yet.
That was months and months ago, though, but yeah.
But they had been working for months and months prior to that.
Damian Priest was just pointing at the Olympic diver.
So they must either like have been really, 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 really fat and really, really, really out of shape after having babies, or if they're just really, really slow at working out and getting back in shape.
Who knows? I do know the British.
Piccolo says Luke is getting chocolate wasted. Woohoo!
The British look like they're going to win the golds.
JVD's like prison showers, and Chris is like they have Scarlett on lockdown. Ah. Luke says after each match they're actually escorted out of very isolated side exit by people that look like medical personnel. So I assume they're escorted out, disinfected, then showered away from anyone else.
Prison showers. Yep.
Prison showers. Randy says Sheamus versus Priest. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Vindicator says I would not pay money for a ticket to watch World Wrestling Entertainment. All Elite Wrestling maybe at a discounted price.
I'd go to any live thing. I don't even care what it is. I'd go to ballroom dancing. I would pay to watch it. I would pay to watch
both of them. It'd be fun to go see stuff like this in person. At least once. Sophie's like, they announced that the WWE is going to have a pay-per-view on New Year's Day, and they are going back to Saudi Arabia in October.
Yeah, it looks like the 21st.
Heard the October stuff. Didn't hear anything about New Year's Day.
I have not heard anything about New Year's Day either. Sheamus taking Damian down. Damian's not used to being manhandled. He hasn't been manhandled since Keith Lee days. He's just been wrestling nobodies.
Piccolo says, please stay away, Bella Twins. I will never pop to you can look, but you can't touch.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Caden Parks is in the chat. Hey, Caden says, hey, friends. Okay. And Luke says, well, then I'm glad I'm not a pessimistic meanie like you then, right? Can't have fun if you're pessimistic. Randy's like, Nia Jax vs. Dewdrop now. That's a dream come true.
Right. Just a bunch of piffs.
Sophie's like, wow, a fresh match. Yeah, Damian Priest hasn't won against a lot of people. Often.
Damian Priest was out for a while with that back injury, and Sheamus with his face.
Right? They're two old broken men out there having a good time.
I think they're around the same age.
Sophie says that, and Randy says Ultimate Warrior copied of Sheamus. And Vin says, LOL at Luke. Yeah, you were living the good life, buddy. The good life.
It's a solid steel mask. You know, he should use it as a weapon, as a foreign object.
There was a lot of...
Oh, Priest didn't fly. Spinning kick. Sheamus catches him. Oh, drops him right on the side of that ring apron.
They need a 9.6 for first.
That's a big dive.
I think I might have got it. Sorry. I
think the Chinese might have just got it. Was that who that was?
Yeah, that was the Chinese. But the Great Britons did really well. So
yeah, they're gonna finish first or
second. They have like picture kind of in picture because they're showing the Suicide Squad, but they have like Damian Priest is all broken.
I don't know how that wouldn't be.
On his back, that's broken already.
Right.
His back issues that he has, and now he has more back issues. And Sheamus is like, here, let's give you a broken nose and see how you like it.
Their feet maybe a centimeter off there. Yeah, I didn't know they were going to do picture-in-picture. That's pretty cool. They don't do that on Raw very often.
That's weird.
Are you going to watch that show?
I kind of want to.
Do you?
I kind of do. It looks kind of interesting. Let's see. Randy says Nia Jax and Dewdrop are supermodels. Pickle says the JVD, you have an Instagram yet, bud? Kaden says Vince loves putting them in danger going back to Saudi Arabia.
Danger's his middle name.
Sophie says, I thought they would save this match for SummerSlam.
Did they get it then? Or they're crying, so I would assume yes. There's flag waving.
I'm guessing something good happened. They're crying about it, and it's happy crying.
Looks like the Brits won.
Did the Brits get first? Did the Chinese not get a 9.6 on that? Because that was really good.
Maybe it just wasn't a high enough scoring dive.
Jordan Williams is in the chat. Hey, Jordan. Sophie says, I thought they would save this match for SummerSlam. Chris says, Nikki ASH is hot. I don't know how people say she not.
Oh, she looks fantastic.
I mean, I wouldn't say that the outfit she picked for her...
You should look at what she looked like about 10 years ago.
For her superhero thing.
Is flattering.
Yep, they must have, because they're all hugging and hanging on each other. So, they must have gotten first. Yeah, they're very, got their hip bones all together there. Yeah, so it's Great Britain, China, and then what's ROC?
That might be that refugee one, because I saw that the other day,
Mexico, Canada,
and it didn't
Ukraine,
have a flag.
Korean, and Japan. Yeah, it just has the...
That might be the refugee guys.
It just has the whatchamacallit flag. They look so frou-frou-y out there. Alright, anyways, we have Silly Kids TV in the chat. Hey, Silly Kids, how's it going out there? Luke says, oh yeah, at the match tables, they're selling a new Liv shirt. That really confuses me. It's a black shirt.
They're Russians, but Russia can't be part of the Olympics, but their athletes can.
Oh, that's right. She is in an all-black wrestling gear. I've not seen her in before. Her eyes are red. Her hair is blonde and black. And the quote says, I finally found myself, but in tiny letters, and I found myself, it says, I let it in. So is she going to be part of what's-his-face's stuff?
I let it in. You know, that's what most men want to hear, you know.
I mean, it sounds like what whores usually do is let it in.
Saturday night, you know, about 2 o'clock in the morning.
True that. WWE re-uploads is in the chat saying, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Sophie says they announced the New Year's Day pay-per-view after the Bianca match when they were on Ohio. Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Desmond is in the chat. Hey, Desmond says, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Piccolo says, personally, I will make an effort to watch the Tokyo Games, but I won't wake up in the middle of the night to watch skeet shooting or table tennis.
I understand
that. Come on.
How about this, though? How about women's beach volleyball? Would you wake up in the middle of the night for that?
Yeah, would you wake up for women's beach volleyball?
Maybe Brazil.
The Brazilians out there playing on the beach volleyball.
It's pretty amazing. It's a sight to see.
Right, looks like, so I'm not sure if that is if this is a swerve or a hint at a turn we wanted 2 years ago. The date of the merch 5 is this year, so it's new merch, not old stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. We're back from our break though with Sheamus and Damian Priest.
Right.
Oh, people are kicked his mask completely off of his face.
Make sure you're subscribing. We need 14 more subscribers to get to the old 1K.
Yeah, we need more people. Tell your friends. Tell a friend.
We need 14. Maybe 15. I don't know. Look at Sheamus. Look at the power of Sheamus.
Wow. He lost his face.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Damian Priest kicked it right off of him. That's going to be terrifying.
Damian's got him in the choke slam.
Alita says, I'm on commercial. Chris says, Fat Laces keep shooting. Bam. Randy says, WWE have improved. Sons, Fams come back. Sophie says, do you think they should have both Raw and SmackDown only on Peacock? No, that'd be weird.
Sheamus just gets his shoulder up.
Katie says,
speaking of women's beach volleyball.
It's happening right now.
It will come.
Who's ESP?
It's ESPN's team.
I don't think so. Let's see. Sophie says, do you think they should have both Raw and SmackDown only on Peacock?
No. It needs to be on cable.
Where is ESP? I don't know where ESP is. Kane says, what do you think about the Cena tour?
Shit.
I think it's kind of weird.
1, 2, and... Oh, dang, it just gets that shoulder up.
JVD says, now I have to make an Instagram still. You guys still wanting to go to AEW, P-Cola. Let's see. Vindicator says, Nikki is not hot. Chris, you might have low standards, buddy. She is more fun to watch than Alexa, but even I despise both of their gimmicks.
Spain.
ESP. That's a good one. Sophie says, the WWE announced Cena's MSG return in September. Piccolo says, I still do, bro, but I don't know if I can take off with my new schedule. Desmond says, I am watching the whole Olympics. Every single second of it.
I'm trying. There's 7,000 hours, so no.
Vindicator says, Cena equals Jan, much like 2021 Olympics. Piccolo says, I'll keep tabs with the highlights. Randy says, if it was Nia Jax and Dewdrop, I would watch volleyball any day.
I don't know if they could spike it.
I'd like to see that happen. Desmond says, y'all actually need 11 subs.
Oh, there we go. We're on our way.
Grega John is in the chat. Hey, Grega says, hey, Gab.
Oh, so close. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us.
Luke says, Vindicator, just because your standards of female hotness are fucking weird doesn't mean anyone else's is invalid. Picola says, looks like 12. Does anybody know how to do maths? I know it's confusing, but maths should be easy. Sophie says, whoever watches the Olympics every day, good for you. I wouldn't do that at all. If I was WWE, maybe I would. If it was WWE, maybe I would. Travis watched the Olympics almost every day.
I've been trying to, and I like to be outside in the summer, so it's like, I gotta be inside.
Desmond says, on my end, y'all have 989 subscribers. JVD says, Piccolo, you have a new job? And Piccolo says, Spain. Thanks. Aspa, Spain. You guys all know it. Vindicator's like, I'm not sure how making beautiful faces
Sheamus
on bodies
has just lost his
weird.
title! 1, 2, and 3! We have a new United States champion.
Boo! Boo!
Wait, hold on. Never mind. He just beat the champion.
He got a championship opportunity.
They need to...
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
He needs a doctor.
He wants a damn doctor.
No new champion. Just a non-title match.
Brandy says Vindicator Nia Jax. Chris says we need a new Ministry of Darkness team with Fiend, Bliss, Liv, Shotzi, Cross, Scarlet, maybe even Rhea. All the dark characters. JV says, I'm going to go spray paint your channel on a side of a train. Ooh, just don't get in trouble for it. If you're going to tag, do not get caught.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that. That's so against the law.
Do not break the law.
Vindicator's like, Nia Jax is bad looking too and botches too much. Desmond's like, yes, and Pickle says, yeah, I've been working at the airport for the car rental spot. Ooh, hey, that cool. Sounds fun. Looks like, Vin, you have said Carmella and Nikki are not hot. Are your eyes broke or just weird? Desmond says, but I'll actually miss some stuff because I'm watching Raw. Yeah. We have picture-in-picture right now, so we're watching both.
Male gymnastics right now.
Men gymnastics. Is the women's gymnastics over then?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's no way it's over.
Desmond says, but I'll actually miss some stuff. And Kaden says, choke slam from Priest. Yep. Randy says, Nia Jax is beautiful and smart. JVD says, Picola, nice, I understand. Well, hopefully you can tell them you have plans for that date already. They should understand. Indicators like literally 99.9% of people familiar with WWE do not believe Nikki or Carmella or Nia are attractive. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there who find Nia Jax very attractive.
Carmella? I guarantee 9 out of 10 guys would think Carmella's attractive.
Picola says, title change on Raw. That's not on my bingo card. Oh.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. That's why. Travis got too excited. Picola says that, and Luke says, I'm glad I have Peacock and Hulu TV. I can watch all the Olympics when I get back home.
The Pommel Horse. This guy's pretty damn good.
Where's he from? Oh, he's the USA. I thought he was from somewhere else. I was confused. I was totally confused. My bad.
I just tried to look at the uniform.
Well, I didn't see his uniform at first. I'm like, oh, where's he from? And then he landed. I'm like, oh, he's from the United States. Delete that. Because while I was spinning around, I couldn't tell. Oh, he's from the States. This guy's not, though. Oh, he fell down. He tried to make it a save, though. Poor guy.
Ratings for the Olympics are down 36%.
Men gymnasts are ugly. They're kind of... They're
Sean Swansera was a gymnast. I hung out with him one time, and it was pretty fun. Like, we ended up breaking into Highland High School and getting on the roof.
Yeah, that's what you always wanted to do with a gymnast.
Well, no, he was like as strong as I was. Well, he might have been stronger than I was. I mean, I would have been stronger at the gym, but body weight wise, he could do
things like that.
Yes, I couldn't have done that shit.
He would be great at parkour, right?
Right.
Vindicator's like, oh, I'll never put the cart before the horse, Travis. Love your enthusiasm, though. I hope Priest gets a belt soon.
I do that quite a bit.
Looks like Vindicator...
I have a baby out of wedlock. It's kind of my patent.
Looks like Vindicator, unless you have statistical provable evidence of that, I don't believe you. Right? Kaden says, why are the Viking Raiders getting another title shot? Because they are a tag team.
There's nobody else.
And they should get a title shot. Picola says, breaking the law, breaking the law, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, breaking the law. Sorry.
Yeah, we climbed their bell tower and then jumped over to the roof. And then we were on the roof. That's how we did it. We didn't actually go in the building.
Because, like, oh, well, I don't know who even said that. I have them blocked anyway. Oh, really? Sophie says, I miss the WWE Network by itself. It is a little bit harder to find it now on Peacock. At least the Olympics ends next week. Luke says women's gymnastics, volleyball finals, and soccer are usually held towards the end of the Olympics. Traditionally, the Olympics go for 2 weeks, not one.
Yeah, it's a 2-week event.
Yep. Sophie says, I have Hulu, but not the live TV option. And JVD says, how long are the Olympics?
2 weeks. And beach volleyball goes the whole length. I don't know if he had mentioned beach.
I don't think he mentioned... He said volleyball finals, so it could include beach.
Yeah.
Luke says Olympics are usually 14 days, 2 weeks. Sophie says, when does the Olympics end? Because most TV networks stop covering it after a certain point. Well, NBC won't because it was on their networks.
NBC has all of it, and it's going to go the whole length. It's going to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
And track and field's at the end, and that's the one that everybody tunes in. That's the granddaddy. That's the mother sport.
Yes. And Luke says, if you count the opening and ending ceremonies, it's that many days.
Yes.
Chris says, oh, women gymnastics is kind of a tough one to watch because you don't know how old they are. Just, all you have to do, Chris, is go, they're probably 14 or under. That's it. That's all you that's your mindset. They're 14. That's it. It doesn't matter if they might be 24 in real life. Your mindset has to be, they're 14. So you're like, oh, she's really good for a 14-year-old. That's amazing. And then that's great because now she's a kid. So now you just look at them as children and then just move on with your life. I'm not kidding about that, by the way. Alita says, I tried to use another account. Oh, it didn't work. Oh. Vindicator says, maybe the pandemic affected a lot of minds and made them believe Carmella and Nikki are on par with Angelina Jolie or Kim Kardashian or Kathy Ireland. Oh my God, how dare you put Kathy Ireland in the same fucking sentence as hack job Angelina Jolie or Kim Kardashian? Are you fucking kidding me?
There's nothing wrong with Angelina Jolie.
Whatever.
Okay, stop.
There's something definitely wrong with her. And oh my God, Kim Kardashian.
Don't do that. Look her up. Take away her show and her attitude and all that.
Take away her makeup and she is not pretty. Robbie says, haha, what a show tonight. Caden's like, LOL. Randy's like, the British Olympics team have got better since 2012.
Oh, shit. Big knee from Eric. Tight.
They're trying their hardest. They're going to give it to him straight. Sophie says all the people in the Olympics this year were supposed to be there last year if COVID didn't happen. I don't think all of them pre-qualified. You had to actually pre-qualify. You had to qualify again, re-qualify for the Olympics, and some of them might not have made it. And some of them might have been too old.
Yeah, there was a couple people that it hurt really bad in swimming.
Yeah, it fucked them over bad. Thanks, Tokyo. Fuck faces. Piccolo says, ugh, the U.S. men's basketball already lost to France. She's, oh my god, I laughed my ass off. It was the most awesome thing that ever happened. And it's just the prelims or pre-quals or whatever.
They're probably still going to win gold. Look at this!
But it was so funny. I laughed so much.
Is this a title match? Can you tell in the corner?
Yes, it's the tag team titles. This is a tag team title match for the Raw tag titles for the men's division. Amos is out there like, yeah, bitches. Kaden says, I forgot Raw and SmackDown didn't have a lot of tag teams. Yeah, they get rid of them really fast. Randy says, snooker should be in the Olympics.
I don't even know what that is.
Me neither. Luke says, usually beach volleyball finals happen about 3 to 4 days before final day.
Yeah, I have the final dates. I wrote down every date on my phone.
Kaden says, I wonder how long AJ and Amos have held the Raw tag titles since WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think they won them around Mania or right before, maybe.
So for a few months. Vindicator says, we can't different tastes, Luke, that's fine, but you are the deep minority in your praise of Carmella. Robbie says, hello, D with the jokes. Hey, Robbie! Hey, my bestie's in the chat. Hey, bestie, what's up?
Hey.
I didn't have you to make fun of. All my jokes just laid flat. Sophie's like, I'll be surprised if Raw beats the Olympics with ratings this week. Piccolo says, so the ROC is not Russian, but Russian athletes?
Yes.
They're allowed to represent them? No, not anymore. They can't represent Russia.
I don't know why.
Which is stupid as fuck. Get over it, guys. Just get the fuck over it. If you can get over the goddamn shit with the goddamn gymnastics crap with all the pedophilia and all that crap, then you guys need to fucking get over this shit with the Russians. Just
yeah, I think that was our team, wasn't it?
Get
our
over
doctor
yourselves.
that was molesting girls?
Yeah. Fucking Olympics. It's fucking gymnastic people. Rob is like, D, you're crazy. I am. Do you have a problem with that? You got a problem? You got a problem? Randy's like, who wants WWE to get more tag teams? And stay tag teams. That'd be great. Luke says again, Vin, you might be right, but not without statistical proof. Piccolo says, whoa, Kathy Ireland throwback. Kane says Raw has like 3 tag teams and
she was
kind of
like the first to love.
Only have 3 tag
my
teams.
Age.
Oh my god. So, you know, you got to go back even further. Like Raquel Welch. Holy shit.
Okay, well,
like, come on, guys. Now, that's what you want to call, like, a bombshell. Especially that one poster of her. Mm-hmm. When she was wearing the bikini, stuff, the caveman bikini. Oh, yeah. If I was a leslie, that's what I'd want. But I'm not, so not happening. Let's see. Sophie's like, who is Kathy Ireland? Her, but I don't know who she is. Look her up. Google it.
Yeah, she was a
Robbie
beauty.
says D in the same sentence as Kim. Ha, K, ha, 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 ha. Kaden says, damn, what a knee that might have knocked the daylights out of AJ. At that beginning part there, sure. JVD's laughing, and Piccolo's a Margot Robbie. Now that's a damn hottie. Yeah. JVD's like, Piccolo, I agree. Sophie says, I heard most people that are part of the Olympics this year, and whoever was going to be part of the Olympics last year didn't want to go to Tokyo for it. Luke says snooker is a more advanced version of billiards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I know what that is.
Is that the one with the weird bumpers?
With the little knobs on this table? No, I don't think so. I think they're all the same size ball, though.
Oh.
I think they're all like
Randy says Jodie Worker is probably better looking than most women in WWE, and she's not that nice. Nice. Robbie says D with hella energy tonight like a Red Bull. Kaden says they won them at Mania. I forgot about Mania. They won them at Mania. Randy says snooker is just like pool. And Vinegar says, Dulitha, you're in the deep minority too. Kim became famous only because of her looks. Kim did not become famous because of her looks. Kim became famous because of her big, fat, stupid butt that she has on her back. That's it. Randy says, but better. Oh, and her stupidness and how stupid she is. She can't even pass the bar, for fuck's sake. She's trying to become a lawyer, and she can't even pass the bar. Like, how fucking dumb can you be? I want to be a lawyer. Oh, do I have to, like, totally, like, do stuff for this? I can't, like, get myself into it by just looking, like, kind of pretty. I think I'm pretty, but I'm not really pretty. Jeez. Looks like, man, do you think Kim K is hotter than Carmella? Your opinion is invalid. Oh, just kidding, just kidding. Robbie's like, D, didn't know I was your bestie. Who knew? Chris is like, Piccola, how is your cousin doing? JVD says, I heard Dakota Kai turned on Raquel on NXT. True that, JVD. She did. No, she kicked her.
First of all, nobody should be talking about this. That's a spoiler, and we don't talk about spoilers.
It's a spoiler because it was leaked from their
Tune in tomorrow, and you will find out what happened. I bet there's a lot of people that didn't know that, and now you guys ruined. All ruined.
I don't really care. People ruin everything for me all the time.
Oh, Lord.
They come in here and they say stuff I don't even know, and it completely ruins it for me forever.
Does that?
Yes, it does. Completely. All the time.
Oh, Ibar tries to jump over AJ. AJ stops. Put on the brakes.
Oh, he jumped
Here
up.
Here comes phenomenal forearm.
Sophie says, do you see a future Summer Olympics being hosted somewhere in America at some point?
Yeah, it's 2028.
2028 is going to be in
Los Angeles.
Sodom. I mean, LA. Chris says Dakota didn't turn heel. What are you talking about? I literally watched it on Tuesday. Nothing happened. LOL. Pickle's like, hi, Chris. She's cooler than cool, ice cold. Sophie says the time difference must hurt a lot of Olympics fans. Either they miss the whole thing because they're sleeping or working. They replay a lot of stuff.
You can watch it at just normal times. It's on prime time.
Chris says exactly. Gymnastics is hard to watch because of age. Why they dress like that? They are kind of asking for it, right?
Oh my gosh. No.
No.
And no.
That's no.
Now you're acting like the Germans. The Germans changed their outfits, and now they are wearing leotards from their wrists to their ankles, which is fine because modesty is not a bad thing. In America, we fought against modesty for years because they didn't want to be modest. It was a big old movement in the 60s and 70s to get away from modesty.
Yeah.
And now it's like they're talking about getting rid of modesty or bringing back modesty. And it's like, but they fought to not be modest.
Women are stupid. They really have no idea what the fuck they want. Like, I want to be able to show my boobies. You can't show your boobies. How dare you, you slut?
I can tell you exactly what it is. We are designed to be in constant fear of our environment. Right? I mean, 12,000, 15,000, 30,000 years ago, we had to fight for everything. We traded women as currency. Right? Like, that was part of the current... It might have been the original currency, is women. Because you couldn't have too many women that were related, so you had to get rid of them to other tribes and stuff. But anyways, now we have nothing to hide from. We have nothing to fight. If you look at old skeletons, they were all damaged from fighting. And so now we just fight. So we're constantly fighting with each other. We have to be agitated because it's in our DNA. And so now we just do it on social media.
Yeah.
And so now, hey, I want to be modest. I want to be modest. I don't want to be modest. Okay, you have to be modest. Here's my titties. Here's my titties. Here's my titties. Okay, show your titties. I want to be modest. I want to be modest. And it'll always be that way because they have to do what they're told not to do.
That's very true in a lot of cases.
Because of the agitation.
Yeah, women are kind of dumb. Let's see.
It's just like the abortion argument, right? If the right just said, go ahead and do it. Actually, let's make it mandatory. You have to do it. Then the left would be like, oh, abortion should be illegal. And it would just be like, bleh. Like, so if they just made a law where you had to abort your first 2 children, right? Then all of a sudden you would see the Democrats come the other direction with it. Right. Oh, you can't do that. You can't make them abort their children. Okay, now it's going to wax the other way. Because they want to argue. They don't really care about abortion. They just want to not do what they're told. There it is! AJ Styles!
AJ Styles keeps the titles with a pin on Eric. Poor Eric and Ibar. They really tried hard, too.
They're never going to beat him.
And Amos had to do a lot more this time.
It's good. He's starting to get out there a little bit.
Yeah, he had to do a lot more work this time.
At some point, they're going to start teasing their breakup.
And I think it's good, though, that they're working with who they're working with, because I think they're the kind of guys that can take it. So, let's see. JVD says no NXT was taped last week and this week, and someone leaked this week, and it showed Dakota turning on Raquel. Oh, no. Randy says Ronnie O'Sullivan is the worst snooker player ever. Sophie says, did you guys see the new Dexter trailer? I only saw a season and a half of it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that whoever that person was, could probably beat me at Snickers. Or snooker.
At snooker? Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure O'Sullivan sounds a lot better of a snooker player than I am.
Vindicator says, like I said, I like the total package and Carmella, Nikki, Nia, Flair, Spawn, Shayna, Ruby, Natalya, Tamina, and a couple of others of the main roster who don't fit that category.
No, there's very few that are perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe Bliss.
And it all depends on what you consider perfect, dude. Like, I mean, what you find attractive, other people might not find attractive. Like, right. Really. Like, people might be like, what the fuck do you see in her? And you're like, oh my god, she's the hottest thing since sliced bread. And then other people are going to be like, this person's attractive, and you're going to be like, ew, how could you even like that person? Ugh. It's just what you're attracted to, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that ever said is Travis always says Carmella has a wonderful body. Her body is beautiful. She has a very, very well-shaped body. Her face, on the other hand, I mean, and I've seen her without makeup on her Instagram pages with her mom and stuff, and I'm just like, she's not very pretty looking. Like, I feel kind of bad for her because...
But she doesn't have to be. Her body can carry a lot of
I get it. But I'm just saying, like, even without her makeup, even all the contouring in the world doesn't make her face not long. Is the problem.
Here comes Drew.
And that's okay, though, but some people find that very attractive. Corey Graves is one of them. Picola says she got famous for sex tapes with Ray J. As Luke said, actually, Kim became famous because of a porn tape. Or did you all forget? She pulled Paris Hilton. But at least Paris grew up eventually. Caden Park says, I think AEW superstars are getting mad about Tony Khan signing more WWE superstars. They might be getting pissed off.
I would not be surprised. I think Tony Khan's like in a groove right now because they might even be bringing in Buddy Murphy here pretty soon. Mm-hmm. And it's just getting to a point where at some point they've got to stop.
Yeah, they got to just knock it off
unless
and have new
that's the
talent.
route they want to go, because that's kind of what Impact did. Mm-hmm. Impact seems like it's kind of a bunch of old WWE guys.
Yeah.
And now, we're seeing it with AEW. Although AEW is signing the top guys.
Yeah.
Or at least two of the top guys. If you think Daniel Bryan's the top guy.
Yeah. Randy says Kim Kardashian and Nikki Bella are the same, annoying as F. And Ravi says Kim K ain't that fit. It had too much work done to herself. The Indicator says most WWE wrestlers are not very smart either. Certainly not the women I have been discussing here. Oh, man, dude. Sophie's like, spoiler alert, Samoa Joe versus Cross is taking place at the next takeover. And Kaden says, Randy, I agree on that one. And Sophie says there is talks backstage about them moving the next NXT takeover. Alita says Russia broke some regulations. Yeah, but that was how long ago? Like, I have no idea. Let it go. Get the fuck over it. JVD says, oh, okay, my bad. In fact, Picola says, Lord, I am going to LA, baby. Whoop, whoop. Vindicator's like, Kim's looks still factor into people liking her. Nobody in the WWE fan base likes Carmella. Kaden says Kim had plastic surgery or some shit. Sophie's like, with the Olympics being every 4 years and with the 2020 Olympics taking place this year, does that mean they are going to move the next two Olympics to 25 and 2029? No.
24 and 28.
Nope, they will be 24 and 28 as they're supposed to, and we'll have the Winter Olympics next year.
We're going to have the Winter Olympics in like 7 months, guys.
Yeah. So... Luke says, okay, Vin, usually I take your comments with a grain of salt, but now you're just being flat out rude and non-factual. You don't know how smart they are or not, and you're taking shots at their intelligence. Kind of makes you look like as intelligent as they gave you credit for. Come on, man, you're better than that. I hope. Rob is like, has AJ got a lot more left in the tank, or is he going to retire soon? He signed a 5-year thing, and he's done. After his 5 years, he said he was done.
After his 5 years, we'll see what they do if they sign him to a long-term deal so he doesn't go to AEW. But I would assume he's never going to get another huge push.
Yeah.
He might become a mid-card champion.
As Caden says, with some of those moves, Amos just pushed Ivar off and crushed Ivar's back. Sophie says, with Goldberg wrestling at SummerSlam, I wonder who they are going to call for the return to Saudi Arabia. Pico is like, free the nipple. That's what I always say. Randy's like, Kanye West had a dog. Well, he married her now. Actually, they're divorced, so it's all good. Chris says, no, I'm saying wearing leotard anyway. Robin says, Travis with the facts. JVD says, I forgot how entertaining Delita's rants are. Vindicator's like, I've unfortunately seen Carmella off-script interviews, and she sounds like a random ditzy Jersey girl, Staten Island, or whatever. Sophie's like, with them going back to Saudi Arabia in October once again, they are probably going to build to 3 pay-per-views all at once. And Chris says, I mean, I like it, but it's because of age. And Robbie's like, Randy Paula, you joker. Caden, message retracted. And Vindicator's like, Luke, Delita just said women in general are stupid. Are you going to question her too? Looks like, Travis, you're right, because back in the day, the Democrats and Republicans actually flipped and became what they are now.
You're right.
Brandy says, Robbie, thanks. And Robbie says, Dee, did you really think the Vikings were going to win? No. Alita is like, LLD Sodom. Caden's like, fuck Lars Sullivan. I know he's not on here, but fuck him. Yeah, that's right. Passion. Passion.
Fuck him.
He likes being bullied. I mean, wait a minute. He doesn't like being bullied. He cries a lot. Be careful. Might hurt his Phil-bads. Robbie's like, Randy Paula, Kanye ruined himself when he got with Kim K. Randy's like, Lars Sullivan is a bad person for what he did. Randy says, like, dude dropped the most beautiful woman in history.
Are you talking about the gay porn stuff?
Probably.
It's fine. He can have gay sex.
He can do his life. He can have life.
It's just that
he can make money.
He just didn't like gays, and so he came out and publicly bashed gays being one. So if you are one, can you not bash them?
I think they do it more often if they are one.
Well, I would assume that...
Like, as a woman, I bash women all the time, right? Because I'm a woman, so I can.
Right. I mean, isn't that kind of how it works? Like, if you're in gay porn, can you not say derogatory things against gays? I mean, I would assume that, you could use the F word if you're gay.
Or if you're talking about smokes in the UK.
Right.
Picola says, did you guys ever watch the movie Shallow Hal? Yes, have seen that movie. Sophie says, when did the women's division go back to the Divas division? Never. They're supposedly better than that.
I don't know if I don't see that. I mean...
It's Jinder Mahal.
I mean, I get your question, but at the same time, they're not doing bras, panties, nothing sexual at all.
Right.
Not even hinting
says,
at
Randy,
sex.
you like the big holes. And Robin's like, LOD teaching the viewers life lessons.
I mean, they would be having girls in the showers with, like, the light behind them so you could see their silhouettes and stuff. There's nothing like that.
True. JVD says, I think Bailey's hot, in my opinion. Nice. Kaden says, yeah, Buddy might come there or Impact. Sophie says, what major AEW star do you see defect to the WWE in the future?
Chris Jericho. No, I don't know. Jericho's too old to make an impact in WWE.
Right.
I'd love him to come back with the list, though.
Vindicator says, I know Delita Live, the Beholder, and Carmella body is mediocre. 10 others on the roster with better bodies, including the annoying Eva Marie. Exactly. Like, if you just chopped off their heads and went off of their bodies, and then if you chopped off their bodies and just went off of their faces and their heads, you would have a completely different opinion of who would be beautiful. Because I personally think Nia Jax's face is gorgeous. Like, I think her face is just beautiful. I mean, it's just the way that and it's just because of her bone structure. Randy says Kanye West found Kim Kardashian at the vet. He went with his cat and she was there for a routine checkup. Really? Because I thought she was a hobbit. According to South Park...
I feel like he should, by the way. Drew McIntyre should apologize.
He should apologize. He's a jerk. He should apologize to everybody.
Well, he attacked the one guy with the chair, beat the shit out of him.
Luke says, this is why I get triggered, Vin. In your opinion, there are other hotter wrestlers, which is fine because it's your opinion, but you're talking like it's a proven scientific fact, and your opinion is true gospel. And that is what bothers me. Let people have their opinion without trying to say they are wrong. And Carmella has a huge WWE following.
Yeah, and tell me what's wrong with Anna Jay.
Yeah.
I want to hear that one.
She's like hot, like in her face and her body. Yeah. Robbie's like, JVD, yeah, Bailey is defo hot. Kaden says Joe is being stupid for thinking Cena wouldn't take the title. The reason they brought him back is to become 17 world champion.
No,
I don't think Joe's being stupid about that. I don't think he's gonna take the title. Chris says Bailey is hot. Well, her body. LOL. Alita's like, Bailey's seriously. Or I was like, don't see the big deal with Kim K. And Sophie says, I'm surprised they didn't do NXT TakeOver back on the road like for the last 2 TakeOver events. Have I caught up enough? JVD says, I wonder if Cross or Lee will be on Raw tonight. I don't know.
I don't know about Cross, but I could see Lee being on.
Katie says, AJ will probably not go to AEW because he's 42, so he might not have a lot of years in the tank. Vindicator says social media following does not indicate the fan base likes her. She gets booed all the time. Her WWE character might, but that doesn't mean people on social media don't follow. So you are confusing real people in audience with fake people social media. See, Vin, that's where you're making your mistakes.
I follow people that I don't like on social media, wrestling. Like
all the time.
I follow Sami Zayn. I follow Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I never liked Daniel Bryan at all, ever.
Yep.
Heel or face.
Yep.
Although he was in the greatest match that I've ever seen. But
him
and Bray Wyatt had a match about 7 years ago.
It was really good.
Greatest match I've ever seen.
Yep.
But I still follow him because I want to know what's going on in the news.
Sophie says they still got a couple more years for their TV contracts to figure out their next move. Looks like anyway, I'm going back to paying attention to where I'm at. And Jade, have fun all. All right, Luke. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Pico's like, I'm sure AJ will get another title run or two. And with AEW getting all these signings, I think AJ will stay put in WWE. Rise ID is a bad influence. And Caden says, I mean, I don't like gays. I was talking about him and that girl. Lars Sullivan and a girl.
There was a girl story too. I didn't
Sophie
know.
says Jennifer Garner is much better than Kim K. Randy's like, surprise, Vince fires Lars.
Perfect.
Robbie says, let's not forget that there is a wrestling show going on. Oh, that's ridiculous. Who wants to watch that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what's this guy's name that he's wrestling? Fear?
Is that who that one is? Because I think it was Smee or Snee or Sneeze or whatever was the one who got the beat down. Vindicator says Lee was squashed by Lashley, so he won't be ready for primetime again for a while.
Well, I mean, look at this. They are mid-carding Drew McIntyre right now.
True. Alita says gender. Sophie says, have you noticed most of the women's matches have lasted 2 to 5 minutes lately? Thought that's what they always lasted.
Yeah, well, no, Charlotte ones will go 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
The Charlotte matches will go 10. And it did last week, too. That went about 15 minutes.
Katie says Vince said he was punishing Cross and Lee, but Lee should have fucking won in that return match.
You can't have him beat Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Your
building Bobby Lashley is untouchable.
Yeah, if they're going to have him beat somebody, they should have put him against somebody who wasn't a champion. Robbie says, when did Jinder get more TV time than D? All the time. Luke says, Anna Jay is untouchably hot in my opinion. There you go, Luke. Luke's got it. Randy says, right, I am off. Good night, all. Wrestling Gab is the best YouTubers ever. Well, thanks, Randy. Appreciate it, bud. Have a good rest of your night. Caden says Vera is about to get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, he is getting beat up pretty bad.
Alita says, correct. And Sophie says, with Christian's big show, Daniel Bryan and Chris Jericho and AEW, I don't see them going into the Hall of Fame anytime soon unless they do what they did when they wanted to induct Ric Flair.
Right. Is Christian not already in the Hall of Fame? I wasn't sure. I didn't know if they'd put him in there with his brother around about the same time.
JVD says, Reba is, by God, breathtaking in my book. Yes. She's really good looking, too.
Reba, they had a bunch of pictures of her in her bikini today on her Instagram.
Travis drooled. Vindicator's like, that's what I have been saying all along. Anna Jay is the total package. Carmel and the others I named are not in most people's minds.
I feel like Bliss is right there with her.
Sophie says for the second time.
She's just not as tall.
Yeah. Katie says Chris Jericho was one of the first people in AEW. He was.
Yes.
And Alita says Nia is beautiful.
Oh!
She is very beautiful.
Claymore! Look at that. Drew McIntyre just lost.
So, Gender did something and got his dude out of there?
So Drew somehow won that match even though he used the chair?
Because the guy was holding it to use it.
So the first time ever, that decision? No way. They can't just make up rules as they go.
That's not right. No. That's what? That's just dumb.
Who's this guy?
He came out with gender, but I guess he's a spokesperson. Robbie says, "D always butchering man's names. Whose names am I butchering now?"
The Fuhrer. I don't know what his name is. Veer.
Luke says, "Okay, Finn, that's my issue. Who are you to say what in other people's minds? That is what is driving me crazy. You act like your opinion is what most people think, even when someone presents an alternative that's just as plausible." Robbie says, "When's Nikki ASH on?" She was on earlier.
Started the show out, guy.
She started the show out, Ravi, but she's supposed to be having a match with Charlotte later tonight.
The main event tonight.
Caden says Charlotte is becoming a crybaby. She's becoming a victim, and we all love victims. Luke says, "Okay, I'm done. Have fun all. Have fun, Luke. Be careful. Be safe. Have fun with Jade at Raw. Take lots of pictures. Have a good time. Get drunk, but be safe." Caden says, "Everything is a contenders match. Grow up, Vince." Fuck you, Vince. Vindicator says, "For the record, I don't follow any wrestlers, but I know people dislike female wrestlers for more than just their character, attitude, and gimmicks." Piccolo says, "And WTF Rob Gronkowski is still on the roster for?"
I could see that. He signed a contract and then left to go play football.
It's not like he can't come wrestle after football season, guys. And at some point he has to retire, right? He just went because Tom Brady said, "Come on."
No, he can't because the NFL team would not allow that. But if he signed a long-term deal.
Last Monday.
Eva Marie and Drew Button or whatever her name is.
Dewdrop. And Lily. Robbie says Charlotte should team up with Liv, both crybabies. Katie says Christian, Big Show, and Chris Jericho would probably be in the Hall of Fame by now. And Vindicator says, "Terrible idea, Robbie. Not even a good joke." Kaden says, How did Drew didn't hit him with that chair? That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's weird.
It shouldn't even have been a disqualification at all. It should have not even ended.
Oh, it looks like Eva Marie's in a different type of outfit tonight. Or is that the normal one?
No, the top's a little different, and I'm hoping the pants are not the same.
With that outside cutout? It looks like it.
It's not.
It's a little different. It's like one leg and one leg's out.
Which is fine. It's way better than the weird chaps she had on before that were weird.
As long as you hold up your end, Drew drop.
Dewdrop. Like dew on the grass. And a drop of water.
Drew drop.
Video's like, terrible idea. Kaden says, "How did Drew..." Oh, I read that. Sophie says, "There are some fans like me that like one promotion over the other, and some like both. That is okay." Exactly. Kaden says, 3, 2, 1. Robbie says, "Vin, you laughed." Sophie says, "Charlotte has always been a crybaby." And Sunil Mahal is making very angry faces. And Robbie says, "The most botched fall ever." Kaden says, "Eva Marie is only here to be a model. Get the hell out of here, Eva. Fuck you, Eva." Oh, not a big Eva fan. Vindicator says, "Nah, keep Liv away from that trash as much as possible." Sophie says, "I thought Gronk was retired from football."
He was.
Then Tom Brady called him back
last year.
He said, "Come back and play with me, dude. Come be on my team, and we'll win another Super Bowl." Kenny says, "I'm predicting this match Alexa will win." Walter says, "Hey, Dalitha and Travis, I can stay until 9:30, but I will be here for AEW Wednesday at 8 p.m. Good to see you in here, Walter. How are you doing? Did you have a good weekend? Did you win your tennis match? Did you have fun at bingo?" Ravi says, "Vin is Liv a good wrestler?" Kaden says, "Travis Dewdrop. Dewdrop. Travis Drew Drop, and D is Dewdrop." Yeah. Sophie's like, "I wonder when Piper gets her real name back."
I don't know if it's going to happen.
Kenny says, "This is a contenders match, too."
Vince does not like NXT, guys. Either of them. He doesn't like anything to do with NXT.
Walter's
It's up to him. He'll change everything about everybody's character. Entrances and all.
I'm surprised that he's let some of them keep their stuff. Like Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Keith Lee. Their names, anyways. Walter says, good. Raw. Kaden says, oops, this isn't a match with Alexa. Oh, it's not? Who's it with? Vindicator says, yeah, don't ruin Liv putting her with the Spawn. Lolita says, he's Jinder's lawyer. Oh, so Drew is attacking civilians now. So is he trying to be a bad guy so it makes him look better to be,
just tough?
Oh.
It's the tough thing.
It makes him look like a moron.
Behind everybody.
Walter says, I'm good. Won at Bingo Saturday. Got a Chick-fil-A gift card. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
I want to play bingo. I haven't played bingo since like grade school.
Bingo was awesome. I want to play bingo. You know what? They have it at the Elks Lodge. They have it at the Elks Lodge in downtown.
Do you have to join those clubs? Those lodges?
I don't think so. But even if we did, it'd be cool.
Can you imagine being like an elk or an eagle or whatever? What's the other one?
They don't have it anymore, but I know what you're talking about. It was called Eagle something.
I used to party there in college.
Kaden says, you guys, that Regal got beat up by Cross.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Joe did something, and then became the referee, and then Joe turned on Cross, and then Cross attacked him and beat him up. This guy's way off. Hey, what's his name? Caesar.
He must have got his shit back together. That they put him back on TV.
I know a lot of people didn't like how he was training, but I was like, he does it perfect. So I don't...
They didn't like how he was training, like anything about him, and he was having some like family issues or whatever, And so when he was off TV for a while, but everybody maybe some of the shit calmed down or something. But yeah, he fucked up there.
Yeah, they have multiple screw ups that I've watched. Lots of screw ups on the floor routine. Everybody in my family loves Botox.
Couldn't imagine that they do with your faces. They're all just like this.
Look at the power that would take right there in that handstand.
With his arms straight out.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. So what country is this guy in?
I don't know.
The pretend Russian ones? He's a Russian dude, but not really.
Maybe. Usually the Russians are better than this. But I don't see any...
Oh my god, they're trying to say with over 3.5 million views.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Is that mixing them together? Is that like, and on SmackDown and Raw,
I don't know.
Last week?
I didn't get the words, so I didn't...
They didn't say. They just said with 3.5 million views, but they didn't say...
It might have been his his appearance on social media. So that appearance, they put it on social media after it's over, it might have got 3.5 million views. From people that missed it.
Let's see. Man, sorry. Robbie's like, what's her real name? Are you talking about Dewdrop? It's Piper Niven. Or whatever.
Oh,
or that was her name in NXT UK.
Natalia.
Kaden says it's a contenders match against Tamina and Natalia. That's right, Kaden. Alita says, I follow Nia and her TikTok. Nice. Sophie says, with them back on the road, it must be a little harder for them to rotate wrestlers for every TV show. Then here's this, Travis, the difference is Piper came from NXT UK, which is lower tier than NXT. Ooh, ouch, burn. Kaden says, Alita, what is TikTok? It's TikTok. It's TikTok, Kaden. Don't give people a hard time. Phones do weird things. Russell McIntyre, how dare he, Jinder. This is not over by a long kilt. Only a short one.
Like a dress.
Robbie's like, D, that's harsh calling Drew a moron. But is it? Is it really? Walter's like, Jeff Hardy is out of wrestling due to virus. Yep, Alita says, sue me, autocorrect, right? Pico's at Alita Kelly, y'all been getting rain over there. Sophie says, so if NXT UK is lower tier, what does that make 205 Live? The lowest of the low.
I'm pretty sure 205 is the bottom.
Of the feeding bowl. Like, they're like catfish. They're the bottom feeders. They live in the mud. Oh.
Eva Marie looking fantastic in this match.
Kaden says, I'm wondering why the hell did they switch NXT to Sci-Fi Olympics?
The Olympics.
The Olympics.
The Olympics, guy.
Alita says, yes, Piccola, no street lights. Sophie says, we are getting a Queen of the Ring as a Peacock special.
When is that?
When is the Queen of the Ring, Sophie? Ravi says, 205 Live, is that still going? Does that matter?
Yes.
Walter
and main
says,
event. Oh, we forgot about main event. Main event might be lower than 205.
That's true. Walter says, next, NXT on Sci-Fi the Olympics.
Dude
That's
Drop
why.
just took out Natalia.
Then he says 205 is the lowest tier of them all. They don't even respect the name. They have a far 300-pound guy wrestling on there right now. Piccolo says, yeah, I'm excited about the Queen of the Ring happening.
That's
Kaden
pretty
says,
funny.
oh yeah, Cena's in Suicide Squad. Piccolo's like, fake news, y'all. What's fake? What's fake? What is it? What's fake? What is it? What's fake? Sophie says the Cruiserweight division was part of Raw when the brand split came back 5 years ago.
Yes.
And Ravi says, is this a women's tag title match? No.
I don't think so.
It's not for the tag titles. It's just a contenders match. Walter says Natalia and Tamina will win. Alita says tag match, yes. Not for the titles, though. And Kaden says, LOL, long kilt. LOL, what a bad pun. Vindicator's now let me pause for a moment to watch Eva be non-existent joke in the ring, but a pink Christmas ornament on the ropes.
Ah, I like Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, we're like 150 days away.
It's terrible. Because says, yo, is Eva Marie's back supposed to be unzipped like that? Probably. So I was like, why isn't Raw being affected by the Olympics like NXT is?
Because it's Raw.
Because it's Raw.
It brings in too many views. NXT doesn't bring in as many views as the Olympics. Would be my guess. They only get around like 600,000 views.
She almost got her.
Raw gets 1.5 to 2.5 million on any given Monday. Look at this! 1, 2, and Tamina just gets her shoulder up. Eva Marie almost ended that.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
She's making fun of her.
I want to inspire others to follow their nightmares.
Lily Lucian.
The Lily Lucian.
Oh, God.
Lily Lucian.
Oh, shit.
Tamina just kicks Eva right in the face. And there goes the evolution.
Oh, Dewdrop didn't come save her. That's weird. So, is Natalia broken?
She could be.
She had somebody helping her. That is Natalia. I think you forgot who you were talking about.
Who's with her? Who's the blonde?
I have no idea.
Does some fan jump the wall?
No, I think it's some person because she's got
Like
cords
the doctor,
and stuff
maybe?
on her.
The Lily Lucian.
Let's see. If Sophie says, why isn't Robbie... Oh, and Robbie says, do you still watch main event? What? I don't even know what that is. Katie's like 205.
Look at this, guys.
Live with the 305.
You guys asked.
205 Live.
They're fighting each other.
There you go. Just because you guys wanted it.
Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, one-on-one coming up on Raw.
Up next on Raw.
You guys asked for it. Hey, are we gonna
Ask
get?
for disappointment.
Are we gonna get? Yep, we're gonna get them colliding. Keith Lee or Karrion Kross
Men's team final.
are
That's
gonna
the
lose
final
2
standings.
weeks in a row.
Look, the final standings for the men's team
Are we in
final
there?
standings. We're 5th.
No.
The ROC Russian guys won it. Then Japan and
Imagine
then
that
China.
Russia won
And then Great
gymnastics.
Britain.
That's like figure skating.
Look, they're crying about it too, even after that guy botched all this shit. Oh,
did it,
how
comrade.
sweet. How? I mean, wait. Oh, what? Sorry, that's the wrong
Comrade.
one. Vinegar says, live crowd, by the way, is bored into a slumberland by Eva and cough drops. Piccolo says, that Cena debut having how many million views? That's fake news. Oh, 3.5? Yeah. Alita's like, LOL. Kane's like, also that 305-pound dude looks like Mark Henry when Mark was younger. Sophie says, I see people sitting on their hands during this match. It's usually what happens. Robbie says, Monday Night Fraud. Robbie's like, LOL, Eva. And Zoe Ziggler's like, what? What? Zoe Ziggler,
you guys,
what?
we get Keith Lee and Karrion Kross next. You can't complain about that.
I could complain about it. I can find something wrong with it. So can Ben. He's really good at it. Much better than me. Piccolo says, yes. Caden's like, Alexa Doll is distracting Eva because Eva is trash. Sophie says, Raw was preempted by a dog show or tennis back in the day.
It used to be, right?
Piccolo says, oh no, Natalia, she sprained something. Kaden says, Dewdrop never saves her because she always says, and your winner, Eva Marie's, when Dewdrop's won or someone else won, not her. Sophie says, wow, another fresh match. And Walter says, Goldberg and Bobby Lashley, I hope later. Probably not tonight, but I mean, maybe talking, but doubtful.
Oh, they'll show Goldberg, I'm sure. They'll do something with Goldberg. They're going to have him on TV. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but he's got to be on a couple more times to sell the match.
Right. Alita says, Carmen versus Keith? Carmen versus Keith?
Old Carmen.
Kid says,
what? Carmen is Awesome Kong. But I doubt that's what she's saying.
Kaden says, what a rematch from NXT TakeOver from TakeOver 30.
Right? That was when Karrion ripped his shoulder.
Yep. Minicator says, this is so stupid. Lily is bad enough, but why is Alexa playing mind games with Eva? She is not a real competitor. WWE is in a battle every week to one-up themselves in moronic decisions. Yay, negativity.
Well, this could be like the main event, and they're putting it on the middle of the whole thing.
That's right.
Right dead center.
Right dead center. Sophie says, are you surprised that they mentioned the NXT rivalry between Keith Lee and Cross? Usually they don't mention what happens on NXT when they get called up. But it was a big deal when it happened.
Cross is still in NXT. He's not called up.
Yeah. He's still the NXT champion, by the way. Because as Sophie, that was back then. Now with all the expanded cable channels, they put the dog shows on MSN, NBC, or another affiliate. Now, JVD says, I bet Cross goes over. Robbie says, is that Beth Phoenix helping Natty to walk? She really has let herself go. Vindicator says, I see Lee versus Cross already. I'd rather see them fight new opponents and not get squashed.
It's a women's contender match, right?
Yeah.
So it's not for the title.
Nope.
So
it's
Charlotte
just a
could definitely win.
Contenders match. Pico says, Sophie, very good point. Walter says, I hope the Fiend comes back.
So his shit is there, but she's not.
Maybe they won't let her be there or something?
That's just dumb. This is what I'm talking about with the NXT guys. He needs her, or it's not going to work.
Katie says, because when I remember the match of NXT TakeOver 30, it was a good match, so this will be a good match. A damn good match.
You guys are forgetting this is on Raw. Vince is going to make this a 3-minute match.
Of stupid.
It's somebody's going to get rolled up or disqualified or something silly.
Yeah. JVD says, you think Becky will return at SummerSlam?
I would hope that she was back before then and being part of SummerSlam, but maybe they're going to introduce her right after, maybe even the Monday after SummerSlam to take it home to WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Give her some sort of a feud just to work into the Royal Rumble. Maybe win it there. I don't know. Depends on what show she goes to. I'd like to see her on SmackDown myself. Keep her away from Charlotte.
Right.
And keep her with her husband since they have a baby.
Yeah, Piccolo says all things NXT are recounted in the WWE universe. Kane says Leon Cross other match should have been a 5-star match. This should be a 5 stars too. Sophie says, how often do we see the NXT title on main roster TV when the champion gets called up?
Not very often.
And I don't think he's really called up. Leah says that's one of the seamstresses. Oh. Why would the seamstress be out there? Kenny's like, fall and pray. JBD says, man, they fucked Cross's entrance big time.
It's just weird without Scarlett.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like very blah.
And last week he was wrestling somebody with COVID.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says, people are upset with how they changed both their entrances when they got called up. Okay, Cross isn't called up, though. He's not called up. Just because he's showing up on Raw doesn't mean he's called up. He still is the NXT champion. So he's not really on Raw. JBD says, no more Smoker Scarlett. Kaden says, oh yeah, this is Raw, not NXT, damn it. Piccolo says Scarlett is getting harassed by Angel Garza backstage. That's probably what's happening. Walter's like, Keith Lee will win. Robbie says, man's with that B-Tech stone cold stare to the camera.
Can you guys imagine if Karrion Kross loses 2 weeks in a row on the main roster?
Ooh.
I don't know if Triple H would be very happy with that.
Kaden says, Keith Lee, Keith Lee. Robbie's like, D, he's called up. Oh, he is not.
If he
he's
was
called up, he wouldn't be the fucking champion anymore, guys. Why is he still the fucking champion then? Riddle me that, bitches.
He will probably drop his title to Joe. All right, here we go. I'm going to lock up. I do want to watch this one. Although there is swimming going on Peacock or NBC. Look at the power across. I was trying to get him up in the air. I could not do it, though. Keith Lee manhandling him. Look at the power of Keith Lee. That's a big man that he's throwing around like he's nothing. Just don't hurt him again, Lee.
Right?
He's kind of a big deal. Keith Lee, after being gone for several months, is back. This is his second match. Will he lose again? 2 weeks in a row. One of these guys are going to lose 2 weeks in a row. Cross. Look at this. Oh! Suplex on the outside. Cross like, I can throw you around too. Not as easy.
No. Definitely not as easy.
What you looking at?
Garbage. They still have that going on.
Yes. Slushy and ice cream.
Slushies and ice cream are good.
Isn't it just like putting flavored ice in your ice cream?
Kinda, I guess. But it's good.
All right. Got a little bit of swimming going on. Well, it's commercial.
Yeah, it is commercial. And the swimming isn't really started. They're just going to be starting the women's 200-meter freestyle, it looks like.
Ooh, this is the best race in the business, isn't it? It's four lengths.
All right. Lita's like, another autocorrect. Caden says Jeff Hardy could beat Cross in 2 fucking minutes. That's the NXT champion. That's a bad champion. Sophie says, I think Kevin Owens is the last NXT champion that showed up with the NXT championship. Jamie says Vince hates NXT, so yeah, Cross will lose probably. Robbie's like, who's Joe? It's Samoa Joe. Caden says his shoulder is still in bad shape. Don't even think about doing that. Cross. And Sophie says if Triple H does take over the main WWE, Shawn Michaels will probably take over NXT. Oh, and then watch it really go to shit. Sophie's like, Cross isn't called up yet. I think they are waiting for the next takeover to fully call him up. Caden says, and I can just seeing Cross losing because he's the face of NXT. Vince hates NXT, and I hate
Look
him.
at the coach. Australia coach.
Japan, the poor Japanese lady who's like, you can't, sir, you can't yell. Keep your mask on. You can't do this. You need to go over this way. Poor little girl. She's like 5 foot nothing. She's like trying to hurt him. Is it what?
Does this one have our girl in it? Katie Ledecky or whatever?
I don't know. They haven't given names.
There's the Australian. She's a stud.
It probably has both of them then, I would imagine. Didn't you say she was like... Allison Schmidt is the American.
Yeah, she's good.
It's Titmouse, the Australian. I remember that.
Mouse.
It's Titmus, but we might as well call her Titmouse. Titmouse. She's a titmouse.
This girl's deep into Harry Potter. Huge Harry Potter fan.
Allison Schmidt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Let's see.
I feel like this commercial is way too long. There's a match going on in WWE.
They don't care. Vindicator says, well, these guys will be going through the motions and looking forward to those paychecks by night's end. McBossman needs to sell the company soon to someone who respects NXT and decision making. So he says, remember when NXT was a game show? They were more connected to the main roster than this NXT does.
Yeah, a little bit
Walter's
more.
like, okay, bye guys. See you Wednesday for AEW. Bye, Walter. Have a good night. Robbie says, I thought they got rid of Joe. Okay, they did.
Yeah, and
but
then he signed
NXT signed him.
Yeah, and he's wrestling Karrion Kross at the next pay-per-view.
As a general manager, but they're letting him wrestle. Pico says Adam Petty from Great Britain was dominating in the swim meets last night.
He is so good. Petey. Oh, Petey.
Petey.
American Pie.
Kaden says Vin McBossman, LOL. Kaden says, but Vince does need to sell the company. Yeah, Kaden McBossman comes from a whole bunch of Firefly Funhouse. That is what he is called in Firefly Funhouse. Mr. McBossman.
I've got
his puppet. Because says, LOL, the Aussie coach looked like he was at a rock concert, right?
He was rocking out. You reminded me of Riddle.
Vindicator's like, Bray Wyatt came up with that name, I think, or maybe Delitha. What?
Oh!
It was Bray Wyatt. It was The Fiend, Vin. He came up with that name. It was on the John Cena WrestleMania match with The Fiend. And
the Firefly Funhouse match.
The Firefly Funhouse match, and he brought in all the new puppets, and Mr. McBossman was one of them. This is some good shit, is what he said.
This is good shit.
It was funny.
Karrion
Kaden
Kross
says getting those much stunners have got Vince's brain cells gone because he's not looking good.
Look at this. He's going to submit him. Keith Lee's going to have to go to sleep.
And Kaden's like, Chucky is having a new movie. I'm not scared of that little midget. Oh, no, honey.
No,
it's a series. It's not a movie. It's a series. So you should be really scared.
I mean, you're talking, this could be on for years, seasons after season.
Ravi says, Raw that bad. The Gab just switched to the Olympics.
I'm watching both. I'm trying to pay attention, but it's a 200-yard sprint right here.
Yeah.
In the swimming. The Australian win it?
Yep.
Yeah.
She got first. I don't know what.
No Americans?
No Americans. Second was whoever has a weird flower thing on their thing. I don't know what Schmidt got. I'm sure they'll throw the rankings
Keith
up
Lee,
there
look
again.
at that. Big headbutt by Lee. Big Keith Lee. The new King Kong Bundy. Look at that. Oh! Takes him completely out. And they could use Keith Lee as the King Kong Bundy type.
True.
And push him against the top champions. That's what they did with King Kong Bundy in the 80s. But they're using him as a babyface, so it's kind of weird. But they need top babyfaces. They don't have any. So I'm okay with him being a babyface now, but they could do that with him later. Cross! No way. Right down on the back of his neck and head. That suplex. It's over. Here it comes. He gonna hit him with the back of that elbow in the back of the head.
Australia, what's HKG? Hong Kong?
Yeah.
China, Canada, USA.
Wow. So we're fifth?
Uh-huh.
That's it, guys. Keith Lee's done.
Semifinal one.
Keith Lee's done. 2 weeks in a row. Completely done.
To champions.
He's done. Keith Lee's done.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to go to sleep?
Yeah. He's just going to pass out. He won't tap, I don't think. I think he's just going to pass out. Keith's going to get out. Look, he's hulking up a little bit. He tapped. He tapped.
Katie Ledecky's in the next 200-meter
that was
freestyle.
So that was just a...
That was a semifinal.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Karrion Kross just beat Keith Lee. So now we can stop the hating, maybe?
Maybe. Sophie says, when do you think AEW Dynamite will give a shot to compete against Raw?
And they're never going to go one-on-one with Raw.
Ever.
Until they decide to move to Mondays, and I just don't think that's going to happen. But if you're talking about getting $1.5 million to $2 million, it's going to happen pretty soon. When CM Punk signs, they're going to hit $2 million. I can almost guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
At least one show.
If he signs.
At least that first day. Oh, no. Tony Khan flew to Chicago today. And I don't think he would have flown there without him signing.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Robbie says it was so funny my side split. So he says, did you hear that Blumhouse and WWE is going to make a series called The People versus Vince McMahon?
I've seen something about that. Yeah. Is that when he got sued in the 80s and he turned on everybody and it was all about the steroid thing and the wrestlers were turning on him? Because he was supplying everybody with steroids.
He's like, I didn't do anything. And they're like, you're the one that supplied us.
They weren't illegal.
Right. Which is weird. They shouldn't be illegal in wrestling anyways.
Then they became illegal. Well, yeah, but now they're illegal. It's a legal substance. Once they became an illegal substance, now he's breaking the law. But before that, it wasn't illegal.
Yeah, well, it's stupid. It shouldn't be illegal anyways. Kenny says, yeah, I remember when he said this is some good shit when it was a trash match that ended in an even stupider finish. Sophie says, I'm scared of Chucky, and Alita says Lee will win. Kaden says, why, Sophie, that little midget could stab you in the leg, but you shoot him and rip him up, he's done. Actually, his soul would just go into something else, but okay. Vindicator says, I still don't get why Cross was introduced in such a lackluster way, just pops up and lose to Hardy, took the fans' interest out of him big time. He should have sent a menacing message to Bobby. Sophie says, if Keith Lee wins, all the people that hate Cross losing last week will be really mad this week.
Yeah, Nicola Cross
said,
won.
The older monsters were legit scary, like Leatherface and Pinhead. Robbie says, done. And Alita says, Leatherface was my favorite. Robbie says, Vindicator, they ain't building up anyone from NXT. Look at Tony Storm, no build. And Caden's like, Keith Lee is a jobber. Also, Jason is my favorite horror character, Jason or Freddy Krueger. What a scared bitch, Charlotte Flair. Nicola says, Jason X was badass. That's the one in the space station.
Right.
Indicator's like Michael Myers, and Alita wanted Lee to win, but he didn't. Sophie says, I'm confused with Cross. Is this a call-up, or is this like the Tommaso and Johnny Gargano thing, or they were called up for that week?
They got called up. They probably would have stayed up a little bit longer, but Tommaso Ciampa ended up hurting his neck.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a debut on Raw, which is fine. Those debuts are different. But if he's actually on the Raw roster, then he shouldn't have an NXT championship. Debuting is something completely different. Doesn't mean that you're on the roster.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God, barf. Alita's like, what's a new series? Chucky.
Chucky's
a new
be on
series.
Sci-Fi.
Sophie says that new series is about when Vince was sued.
Yeah.
That other series is what Sophie was talking about. We were talking about Chucky. Katie says, but I'm going with Jason. Vindicator says Tony won her first match. Lee is winless in 2021. Sophie says, I'm not a horror movie fan at all. Robbie says, Keith Lee might as well book his table for one at Titus Catering.
I like Halloweens. I like the Halloween movies. Mason T-Bar. I like them.
So I guess they're trying to get their name, they've in talks with getting their names back from whatever, from Retribution shit, getting their names from before.
Yeah, like Dio Madden and Djokovic. Obviously not happening, not right now.
Did Ledecky get? She must have won or something.
I think she won. That's her right there. I watched her swim earlier today. She swam a freaking over a mile.
Wow.
Earlier today.
Wow. So she could be tired.
So she swims quite a bit.
But she got first, like, way quick.
Yeah,
damn.
She's the best swimmer maybe ever. Female.
Right. That's cray. Kaden says, no, Cross has been called up for 2 weeks. Johnny and Tommaso was only called up for a week. Does Mrs. Cross not getting buried and is shocked? Kaden says, not these jobbers, Mason T-Bar. Ravi says, are Mason T-Bar jobbers? According to Kaden, they are. Vinegar says, I'm waiting for the day when Mace will finally be the face that runs the place because obviously AJ Styles isn't doing it anymore.
I think he gave up.
He's like,
just joined a tag.
Alright, I'll just be with the Moss and just go with that. Piccolo says, that's okay, Sophie. I watch all genres, but horror is great because it's supposed to be a creative release from everyday life. Sort of like roller coasters. Kenny says, Mustafa and Mansoor are gonna get destroyed. Rip. Piccolo says, it's about releasing adrenaline. Ravi says, D, are you any good at swimming? Kenny says, too sweet. And Sophie says, I like to watch random shows and movies.
You gonna answer your question?
About being good at swimming? I used to be good at swimming.
Like, if you fell in the middle of American Falls Reservoir, would you drown?
No, I wouldn't drown.
I might. I mean, I could swim.
I would have to float most of the way.
I think I would.
I'd have to turn over on my back and float and kick myself, but I could still swim. Like, when I was younger and in swim classes and stuff.
Did you want to swim the English Channel?
No. My mom thought about pushing us in swimming because our swim people were like, oh, they're so good at it. Like, if you really want to get technical, body type wise, if I, looking at me when I was younger, I looked just like the swimmers. And I could rotate my arm all the way around like they can. And so, yeah. But it was never a passion that I wanted to do. So, I think it's pretty scary and sad that there's so many people in how many countries that don't know how to swim. Like, I was watching this thing on a YouTube thing came up, and this little boy had fallen in some water in China, and nobody knew how to swim. So nobody would go out there and get him. This little boy. And so this old guy, who's probably like grandpa age or more, he's like in his 70s or 80s, came over and got in there and went out and got him. Like, it's like, seriously, people, teach your fucking kids how to swim. I don't care if,
I will jump in any water.
Teach him how to swim.
I have no fear of any water.
Just teach him how to swim.
Sometimes I feel like it's dumb. I've jumped in the Snake River before.
Yeah.
And that's nuts. Like, in early spring. Like, it's cold and...
Well, it's very
fast.
violent. It's a violent river.
But there was a dog. I wasn't going to let it drown.
Right.
I didn't know whose dog it was.
Right. Oh, let's see. Sophie says, I like to watch random shows and movies. Vindicator says, Kevin Nash is my favorite big guy smash mouth wrestler, and Undertaker was my favorite athletic big guy wrestler. Kaden says, all the jobbers go after the 24/7
Big Kevin Nash is superstar.
Champ. Yeah. Sophie says, if I stopped watching the WWE, I would be lost with what to watch. And Sophie says, I love roller coaster rides. Kaden says, championship, so they are jobbers, because every time they go after the title, it means they are jobbers. Vindicator's like, Dalitha probably needs a giant inflatable yellow ducky to get around the pool these days. Oh, Are you calling me fat, Vindicator? It's not very nice of you, bud. Robbie says, Sophie, it's probably better for everyone's health if they stopped watching WWE. Unless you're talking because I have to have a drink and I don't want to drown because I'm drunk in the pool or something. That's different. Alita says, oh yeah, not watching it. I don't do dolls. Oh, you and Travis have something completely in common, Alita.
Mansoor.
You and Travis do not do dolls. Sophie says, has Raw never gone lower than 1 million viewers in their entire history?
I don't think so. I don't think they've ever got that low.
I don't know. Probably not. Even when they first started, I'm sure. Piccolo says, it's a requirement when you live near a body of water to learn how to swim, right? Katie says, Alita, dolls are not scary. My mom had a doll. Your mom probably is a doll. I'm just kidding. Sophie's like, I can't swim either. Robbie says, Alita, Kelly, Chucky ain't that scary. Alita says, we got bronze in the women's triathlon. Nice. Katie says, can't touch this MC Hammer. Piccolo says, that whole possession or demon shit, that's scary to me because it could happen.
Yeah, if you believe in that.
Yeah, like the whatchamacallit of Emily Rose.
Exorcism.
Yeah, that. The Exorcist. Where she twists her head around and pukes pea soup.
And then lives. Pretty sure if your neck went all the way around, you wouldn't live.
Owls do it all the time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
Look at that, Ali! Going right after Djokovic. Or T-Bar, as we know him.
T-Bar!
Oh, shit!
Ouch.
He just kicked his head clean off!
Oh, my God.
He did kick out, though. Look at this.
Ollie's like, oh, shit.
Look at the size difference between these guys.
He's like, I don't like you. You're such a jerk. Like, why did they put me up against these guys? They used to be my lackeys.
Oh, shit.
Sophie says, people get upset when their favorite wrestlers re-sign with the WWE because they don't get used right. I think everybody just gets upset about that. Sophie's like, AEW kind of reminds me of early WCW and Impact.
Everybody in WWE doesn't get used right. Except for like 2 guys, and that's it. Like,
even like the guys that they throw at the championships sometimes don't get used right.
Like right now we got Roman Reigns, who is getting used right. That's correct. And Bobby Lashley's correct. And that's it.
Yep. Well, Kaden, now you'll see how T-Bar Mace are reacting to Ali. They're beating the living poop out of him right now. Literally, just beating the shit out of him.
I mean, they're not even using freaking the women's champions right now.
Yeah. Robbie says, Travis, did you have pants like MC Hammer?
I did never have pants like that. They weren't cool when I was in junior high like that. Because I was in junior high and I was a really preppy kid and I wore like jeans with the pegged pants and then we got away from the pegging but I still was
kids wearing those.
I was still very, very preppy. And that wasn't preppy.
Yeah, that was lame-o.
I had the collared shirts with the shirt under it, and my collared shirt would be opened a little bit, but I had a shirt on under it.
Yep. I
was very preppy. I wore my hair like this. I would do my hair and then put a hat on, so I wore my hat like that.
Kaden says that's a damn good kick. Been a lot of good kicks. Oh, wow, Mansoor got a good kick in. Oh, shit, he thought he was going to do good there.
Mansoor is going to do fantastic. Turns this around right to an inverted
Good job.
DDT.
He is an amazing guy, Mansoor. Oh.
Oh, wow.
He's like, oh, I'm supposed to fall out.
Playing out onto the floor.
He's like, I'm supposed to fall out of the ring. Let me try it. Oh, Vindicator, you flatterer, you. Do you want me to read his comment?
Oh, you can. You don't have to. Whatever. Read whatever you want.
It's just a flatterer. It's like you have one of the best figures on the entire internet. A real woman in every sense of the word. Unlike those fake Instagram models with their 2 million drooling gawker followers. That's hilarious. Robbie's like, Mansoor and Ali need to drink their goat's milk.
Look at it. He's going to roll him up. There it is.
You got him?
2 and 3.
Mansoor did it. Good for him. Yay. He got a win and showed Ali how to do it. Ollie's like, how the fuck did that happen? That's awesome. Oh, shit. He's like, dude, you gotta get out of the way. You can't stand in there and...
You guys, we have had 6 complete matches so far on Raw. This is unbelievable.
That they've had so many?
6 full matches. With endings. All of them.
That's funny. Let's see. Kaden says they beat the shit out of Ali just like they turned on him. Ravi says, check out DJ Barbecue on YouTube. That guy is cool. Defo knows how to cook meat. Well, if you're going to have a show called DJ Barbecue, you better fucking know how to cook meat. If not, that's just weird. Piccolo says, there's no guarantee, even if you're a champ or Randy Orton, put him with Fiend or better yet, possessed Alexa and all that nonsense.
They're going to have to do something with Bray at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he'd come back for SummerSlam also.
Yeah. Sophie says, I wonder how many wrestlers working for the WWE now are happy to be there and how many wrestlers aren't happy to be there.
You know what they could do now with Lee? Is have Lee show up next week and then the Fiend show up and beat him up.
Oh.
And kind of do that feud for a few months.
That'd be okay.
Because there's nothing on the line. It's good. And Keith Lee's, not one to get beat up all the time. So he can have some offense.
Oh, she set the world record in the 100-meter backstroke, huh?
Yeah, she's on another level of good. These Australians.
I think it's because they trained with sharks this whole last year.
Yeah, they get in there with those saltwater crocs.
Something.
And those things are quick, and so they're like, you better go or you're going to die.
You better go or you're going to lose a leg. And then you can't be a swimmer.
Well, no, you'll be in the Special Olympics or whatever it's
You'll
called.
be in the Paralympics.
You'll be on another Olympic team with Tink Tink.
Travis sent me some stuff like he wanted to be Tink Tink.
Oh, I think those would be fun. I want to try those. I'm debating on getting those or not.
They're they're $300 fucking dollars.
So they would be fun. You act like it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, because man of money.
I just stay home and sit around.
Nobody's saying that. It's just a matter of that you can do stuff without spending that much money. It just seems like a ridiculous amount. Kaden says Mansoor did it. He did. Sophie says there are many superstars on the WWE roster now have been there since the early 2000s.
A few, isn't there? Jinder is one, I believe. Jeff Hardy, obviously. John Cena now. He's back. I don't know who else is over there that's old in WWE.
I don't know.
I mean, AJ Styles wrestled in the single digits, but
right.
Edge is one of them.
So,
Miz.
Do they have to start backstroking at a certain point?
Yeah, you can go underwater for the 15-meter mark, which is, I think, that
The
line.
first red line on the other side? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's
Or that little short red line?
Yeah, it's a 15-meter mark.
Okay.
So, and they have to start above water again before that mark. See? And they usually push it right to the mark.
Yeah. Most of the good ones, it looks like, do.
A lot of chaos in that water.
Let's see. Says Ravi D, even you could show all how to do it. I don't think I could. I don't even know what I'm showing. Kaden says, now T-Bar and Mace are jobbers. We knew Goldberg was going to return. JVD says, I learned how to swim in 2nd grade. Was it because somebody just threw you in water and you just figured it out? Or did you actually take lessons? Just out of curiosity. My mom was very adamant. We may not have had a lot of money, but the things she spent money on were things like that. You're going to learn how to swim. I don't want my children drowning. I mean, it's weird. But, I think that. I'm glad that I got swimming lessons. Pickle says prosthetic legs on a chick. Now that's hot. You know what? Even Deuce Bigalow thought so. Sophie says, what are they going to do when they can't rely on Goldberg or Cena or Brock anymore? They'll have other people they'll rely on because there'll be other legends.
They're building Bobby up to that level right now, and they've got Roman, who they're building up to that level.
And they can do Randy Orton, whenever he starts retiring.
Orton's that other guy.
Ravi says, message retracted. Also says, DJ Barbecue, he does DJing and cooks awesome food on the barbecue and oven. Nice. Sophie says, Orton, Triple H, Edge, Undertaker, Goldberg. Medicare says, 6 full matches tonight, Travis. How many does AEW get done on average each week?
Ooh,
in 2 hours.
That's a good question.
In 2 hours. That's different. That's in 2 hours, too. Sophie says, and there are superstars who haven't been there for 9 or 10 years.
They got 6 last week.
Alita says, my grandmother has a 4-foot doll, and I make her stay in the room.
6. So it looks like they do about 6. So right now, tonight, WWE is on par with what AEW does.
With how many in 2 hours? 6
so
in 2 hours,
6,
yeah.
And we just did 6.
Yep. So they've had 6 in 2 hours, and that's 8. It looks like AEW's average, you could say. So in all reality, they have 1 more full hour of this. That's 3 more. It should be 3 more matches, even if you just did 2 little ones and 1 main event.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Bobby might be wrestling, so.
Well, he is in his wrestling gear. Will Lashley is in the chat like with a devil face, and Sophie says some of the superstars were part of Impact for a while before they made their way back to the WWE, which I could see some Impact stars making their way back to the WWE.
Yes, absolutely.
That happens a lot. Robbie says Travis is going to have a heart attack with WWE having 6 matches.
Well, it's usually like 2.
They actually are doing stuff.
They've
so
cut
it's
way
weird.
back on the talking tonight. No recaps.
Kaden says Big Bobby Trashley. Vindicator says it will amazing if SmackDown gets through 6 on this coming Friday.
Nah,
they aren't gonna have 6.
They won't. They have Roman Reigns, so they'll start the show out with him and end the show with him.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Murphy. Is he the guy that got arrested in Brazil?
No.
Is he even in the Olympics anymore? Does he do any of that stuff?
Ryan Lochte.
That's why I thought it was because his name's Ryan too, huh?
Ryan Lockley, yeah.
Okay.
Lockey. I can't remember how to say it. He was good though.
Mm-hmm. So this says I heard AEW rushes regarding their main events every week.
You need to rise.
Why don't you get up?
Because I have a keyboard on my lap and a
well,
phone.
I have
you
a broken
have
leg.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I can't. Sophie says, I already, that. Will Lashley says, I am not trashy, Grandpa. Alita says, someone needs to take the trash out. And Ravi says, WWE, they've been listening to you, and they tried to get their act together tonight. Guys, maybe they're listening to actual real fans. Pickle says, there are a handful of guys, and possibly NXT guys, who look to move up the card. LA Knight is outstanding, for example.
Oh, boy. One of the top in the company.
Yeah.
When he's on the mic, there's nobody close. MJF, Jericho. Maybe.
Right.
The Miz.
Yep.
John Cena.
Yeah. Sophie says SmackDown has 4 or 5 matches every week. Robbie says, what a comparison, Tom Brady. Is he? Is he? Ooh.
Okay,
is that what he says? That's what he's saying. Did you get all that? That's his ring.
Uh-oh, he's starting the Roman thing. This is my ring. Is it going to be your house next? Because you're the big dog. Alexander.
Cedric, what the fuck?
Why
Seriously.
are you even... Oh
my God.
This poor guy. I feel like they've ruined his whole entire career.
We haven't even seen the other one. Shelton Benjamin, they're like, yeah, get out. As Ravi says, hello, but they ain't gonna eat Subway. No way. There's no damn way that Tom Brady eats Subway. There's no way. Not even on a cheat day. Alita says, I was a gymnast. I could have made an Olympic team in 1984.
I think Alexander hit puberty, guys. Oh, Lord. He's better than him now. And you know it.
Are you sure he hit puberty? He's still got the weirdness. What the fuck is wrong with his voice? I hate it. Pickle says, how many more years do you think The Miz has left in the tank?
Well, he's signed through 24. So, I'm assuming...
Oh, here's Shelton. Hey, look, there he is.
Still coming out with the gold.
The hurt business is back together for 2.5 seconds. Oh my God, thank you! Somebody said it, not me! Katie says, what the hell is Cedric doing out there? Robbie says, I didn't recognize Man's coming out. Sophie says, is Cedric Alexander a new legend killer? No. Robbie says, D, you were right, Benjamin coming out. Katie saying, Sheldon, JVD's laughing.
I'll take them both on. Triple threat or 2-on-1.
At the same time, get me a referee.
Because Vince hates tag teams. Okay. Granted, they're both singles wrestlers, but they are tagging up. I feel like 2 should beat 1. Or at least be decent.
Is that beautiful?
Was that a beautiful sneak attack?
Didn't look very beautiful to me, but whatever, buddy. You pretend. It's good. Good to pretend. Pickle's like, you called it, LOL. Alita's like, gotten beaten by a girl that didn't make the tryouts. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Alita. Vindicator says, I guess Cedric must have skinned a sheep at Missouri's petting zoo.
Look at that. There's 3 swimmers ahead of the world record.
The Russian, not Russian. Did the American make his debut? Did he do good?
I don't know.
He doesn't look happy. He looks sad.
I just know that there was 3 ahead of the world record pace.
Wow.
Look behind him. Shelton. Gonna get him from behind.
Just throw Cedric at him.
Beat him with Cedric's body.
Just take Cedric and beat Shelton with him. I mean, come on now. Vindicator says, I guess Cedric must have... Oh, I already read that. Robbie says, DL giddy for this match. And Sophie says, I could hear piped-in noises.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Not very many people are excited in the audience that I can see. But
nobody's standing up, so no. Look at that.
Oh, God, it was horrible. Oh, I almost cried and died and everything
Shelton spins
else.
around his back. Oh! Gets
speared. Who's he gonna beat up
Is he gonna do both of them at the same time? Put them in the hurt lock together.
How can you?
Just stack them on each other. Oh, vertical suplex.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy is the final. He got bronze in the 100 meters backstroke.
Oh, and he was the favorite to win gold.
The other 2 were the Russians. First and second, both Russians.
Wow.
That's cray-cray.
Look, he's just pinning everybody.
Sorry. That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's so funny. Here says, so this is the 7th match, but no more exciting than the rehash of Cross and Lee because this is a rehash too. As Sophie says, we are going to get Bobby versus Brock at some point before they both retire. And Red says, man's done out here. And yeah, Vindicator, but it was quick and that's okay, right? So maybe they won't cry about it anymore. So that was pretty funny. They better do some drug testing on those Russians.
Oh.
There's no way they could. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
You just hope they're not on dope.
I hope not. Sophie says the Cross lost last week is supposed to lead to something bigger, whatever that means. Well, they can't have it right now because what's his face has unicorn sprinkles.
Oh, Hardy. He's next. Not Goldberg. Bobby's next. Where's Miz?
What's he doing back there in his wheelchair?
He's texting. Probably getting some pictures from his wifey.
He looks excited about it.
Dripstick. Look at the size of this dude. Oh. They're working together. Nomos is not part of it. Bro.
Almost. Not a moss. It's almost. My God, people. Nobody says his name the same way twice.
We are going to have 9 matches.
I have 3. Let's see. Robbie says they're even pumping in sound for when Cedric got hit in the post WWE frauds. Piccolo says, is this a requirement now? Stacking 2 opponents and pin? That sure looked familiar. I think it's only something Bobby likes to do if he's against 2 people.
Well, you know, Roman did it at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right. Sophie says, why does Dee laugh when something bad happens to a wrestler?
Because she doesn't like him.
Because it's funny. Sophie
it's just
says,
like when you see somebody fall down the stairs. It's hilarious, but you're like, oh, shit.
You okay?
Their legs like bent this way and then that way. And you're like, oh shit. That looks painful. You're going to be in a wheelchair for a while.
Right?
Hope you're not busy for like a month.
Hope you're not busy for like 2 months. Ooh, that's
bad. At least 6 to 8 weeks right there.
68 weeks? No, 6 to 8 weeks.
And it might be 68 weeks.
So says the Miz has been part of the WWE for 15 years, as he should be. Luna says, LOL, Amos standing in front of the camera. Vindicator says, you know WWE is trying too hard when they hire someone to make John Boy a dripstick t-shirt. And Kaden is like, bro. Sophie says, we know the draft is coming. I wonder how seriously they're going to take it this year. And
I don't think it's going to happen until like October. I want to make sure, though, before I say that. But I think they moved it back to October. And it was supposed to be at the end of August. So
Robbie's like, Travis laughing. You should not have laughed at Dee falling down the stairs laughing.
She'd get mad if I laughed at her falling, but I'd have to go outside.
As long as it wasn't too broken, it probably would be pretty funny. I've fallen up the stairs and laughed at myself, so I don't know what the difference would be. I mean, it would probably be more like this. I'd be like, oh my God, that hurts. You'd be laughing. I'd be like, it's not funny. And then I'd probably start laughing and be like, it hurts so bad. And then it'd be, how am I going to get to the hospital? Travis would just have to drag me outside and let me die.
Go grab the old rifle.
Go dig a hole real quick. Kaden says Finn might destroy Roman. Oh, that's dreaming very big there, bud. Sophie says, I thought John Cena was going to be on Raw tonight because it was part of the whole Summer of Cena schedule. He might still be. We have There's lot of time left.
A whole hour left almost.
Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of time. Lots of time.
So we're not supposed to see Orton tonight, but we are supposed to see him next Monday.
Ooh, he's coming back, huh? That's good. Excuse me, sorry. So, do you think that she's going to try for the next Summer Olympics too? Or do you think she's done after this?
I would assume she's done.
She's not going to be like that old lady that was
From
in the
that other
Olympics
country?
in like her 40s or whatever
46,
it was.
Yeah.
Sophie says, I wonder why they changed the draft from late August, early September to sometime in October, probably around the same time they are due to return to Saudi Arabia.
They do that every year, the October draft.
Didn't Bobby Lashley, wasn't he like an actual wrestler or whatever?
Collegiate wrestler, yeah.
Yeah.
So was Brock. Brock was the dominant one.
Right. Robbie says, D looking forward to Square tonight. Oh, you know it. JVD says, I don't know. Bray don't come back if he just hangs out backstage.
But none of them are as good as Angle.
Because they aren't gold medalists. Robbie says the brand split should end.
His name is? Chad Gable. I think he's a gold medalist.
I think so. I think that's something they've said before. Sophie says, did they mention where's Orton been? It has been quiet on the news front with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just got hurt.
Either that or maybe he just needed a break, guys. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could have happened.
He was running the company for the whole pandemic.
Maybe he wanted to take some time with his family and just be with his family. You know, they were going on the road and he was there the whole time through the pandemic stuff and he never really took a break. So maybe he just needed one. And that's okay. They need breaks and vacations
Orton
too.
And McIntyre carried WWE through that first, month and a half, 2 months of the pandemic?
Yeah, through all the weird changes and even stuck around a little bit more after that.
Asuka was wrestling on both shows.
Uh-huh.
And they rewarded her by stripping the title off of her and making her a jobber.
Yep. But you said they weren't doing anything with her anyway, so what difference does it make?
I feel like you should be rewarded for that work.
Like there's back in the day in 2007 when they won the tag titles.
And you can say that they did reward her. They might have rewarded her financially like crazy.
I mean, they could have. And, and she might be okay with taking a break, It's not like she didn't have a good reign, of being a champion. Sad that she wasn't able to do a lot with it, but we don't know what their writing was doing at that point. I mean, that has nothing to do with her. That has to do with fucking WWE being dicks.
Oh, we know.
I mean, you can't blame Asuka for that shit because, she might not have the, sometimes the wrestlers don't have a lot of say in what happens. They do work for the company.
Look at these two wrestling. John Morrison in there with Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Parkour!
Vindicator says, now they bring in too many people, it will cut down on wrestling time and 85% of the show becomes long-winded promos. If they're good promos, it's not so bad. But if they're kind of dumb, you just kind of tune them out and don't listen. Sophie's like, AEW isn't celebrating their 100th episode because they don't know which episode would count as the 100. Jamel McGee's in the chat saying John Cena is so missionary. Robbie's like, when the Gab reaches 1,000 subs, Dee will be spraying her drip sticks in the celebration stream.
Need to get a drip stick.
Sophie says, I thought with them doing Riddle and probably Orton should be at every Raw to continue the storyline. And
I'm assuming they had to change their plans for the Riddle and Orton stuff.
But, Riddle has kind of kept some of it going a little bit.
Right, every time he's like, miss you, bro.
Yeah, like he's dead or something. It's pretty funny. Video here. So I guess because Miz is a dad, him and John are trying to appeal to kids with the silly drip stick garbage like Cena does with his ridiculous face towels.
You don't like the little towels from John Cena? Never give up.
Jacob and Jean's in the chat saying, hey. Robbie says, D, don't act like you won't. Like I won't what? The dripstick stuff in celebration. Oh.
Johnny Drip Drip. Johnny Drip Drip.
It's totally catching on. Jacob says, sorry I'm late. I went fishing. Well, that sounds fun.
Fishing in the dark.
And Jacob says, Travis, I reached a goal today. Good job. What goal was that?
Okay, before you answer.
Oh.
Did you feel good about it? Or was it anticlimactic? Go ahead. Now tell me what the goal was. So I feel like when I hit my goals, it's like, now what do I do?
Start another goal.
Yeah, I know, but then it's hard to kind of get remotivated for it.
Sophie says Raw has done
Mrs. got kicked!
in the Attitude Era days. Oh, he got kicked, fell down. Look at
Riddle just kicked.
Making fun of him like he's a turtle.
Just crippled, a crippled old man just kicked him.
And water everywhere. Sad.
What's the goal?
His goal was I reached 60 subscribers.
Boom.
Robbie message retracted, but then Jacob says I'm trying to get 100 subscribers.
Yes,
good goals, my friend.
And then once you get to 100, and then make sure that you get your name for your channel. But you can't get that till you get to your 100. But once you get to your 100, then you can get the name to your channel, and then your channel will be like YouTube / whatever your channel's name is. But that's how you do it. And then your next goal after that, it's just 125, 150, and just...
Yep. Just keep on keeping on. Sophie says, we do have 26 days till SummerSlam and no matches officially announced yet. Riley says, D, you need to get the Cena towels around your shoulders. Do I have to? Is it a necessity?
The matches that I have written down are Edge and Seth, Cena and Roman, and it looks like maybe Finn Balor's going to be in that one. Goldberg, Lashley, Sheamus, and Priest is kind of what they're hinting at there. Mm-hmm. And then Cross, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley. That's what I've got so far.
Yeah. Are any of those official?
Oh, no. I mean, the Roman one is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's wrestling. The Bobby one is, or they wouldn't have brought Goldberg back. But they're not officially official.
Nice.
But you can't tell me they're not happening. Not the Roman.
Oh, yeah, something's got to happen there.
Roman's wrestling at SummerSlam, and he's main eventing it.
Yep. Ian Glazer's in the chat. Hey, Ian says, Vindicator, I will hit my goal when I possess $1 billion to add to my bank account. And Luke says, the drip stick was absolutely and loudly over here at the arena, which is precisely why they do it. I don't know how the reaction sounded on TV, but here live, the drip stick got a huge pop then.
That's pretty funny.
I would imagine it would, just because.
What did you think about the Karrion Kross and Keith Lee match?
Yeah.
Were you excited to see Keith Lee lose 2 weeks in a row?
Jacob says, I will be back. And Ian says, NXT tomorrow night at 7. Yep. And he says, I'm watching Monday Night Raw tonight at my dad's. Aw, good job, bud.
Good deal.
Lolita says, Miz just got kicked over. He sure did.
Looking like a turtle.
Ian says, I'm watching NXT tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Good boy. And Robbie says, D, I heard that you do a good impression of Cena. Well, I wish I could do it on a constant basis, but you guys seem to be able to see me. So I guess I don't do a very good impression.
Should wear green and then I could chrome key it. Be like...
I'd have to wear like the whole green suit.
The whole thing.
I need a whole green bodysuit that covers my head and everything too. Sophie said, with every major pay-per-view, the WWE don't start building feuds and storylines for it until 3 weeks before it. A little bit. Sometimes they do it a little earlier than that, but depends on what the feud is.
What is the feud? Why do these niggas look so weird?
Weird. Here says WWE fans are very bizarre most of the time. That's no surprise. LOL. Maybe they need those towels to never give up and believe in taking showers again to disinfect those nasty bodies. Luke says, oh, the crowd got absolutely pissed at the outcome of the Lee Cross match. It did not go well. Plus, during commercial breaks, the crowd keeps chanting, fuck Charlotte. Robbie says, has Mandy been on NXT yet? I don't know. I haven't seen her, and I don't know when she's supposed to be there. I saw a picture
of her sitting on the announce table, but I don't know because I haven't watched it. So I don't know if she had come out and then she was sitting on the announce table. Because, what's his name was... Bad News Barrett's right behind her, staring at her butt.
Not surprising. Jacob says, I have to work tomorrow. Aw. And Ian says, I have school tomorrow. Aw. I have work tomorrow, too, so.
Although, summer school is the way to go.
Only if you're doing it for extra, not because you got in trouble.
Yeah. Get your extra credits in, and then get your... and then in college, do it, too. Get as many credits as you can. See if you can get 6 credits every summer, and then you will graduate a year early also from college.
This is the 100-meter breast final.
Oh, this is down and back. This is fun stuff.
Who's the favorite in this one?
America.
America?
Yeah, he beat...
She. It's the women.
It's the women.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. If it was the men's, then it would be America. I don't know who it is for this. Probably Australia, because they're the favorite and everything. America's Moist Wanted.
It's
sounds like
Moist
a porno.
Wanted. Right? It probably is a porno. As Luke says, okay, Van, whatever you say. Jacob says, I have to work tomorrow. Oh, Jacob says, no. Has there been any new superstars other than Cross? No.
No.
Robbie says, a slow-mo replay of The Miz falling back in his chair was jokes. Which one's going to win it? Number 3.
They're setting it up, though, guys.
Jacoby.
They are setting it up, right?
Yes.
Almost and AJ.
Yeah, something.
So Randy's going to come back. He might not come back tonight, but they're writing the story, so that's going to be in there at SummerSlam also. AJ almost versus Randy and Riddle. And then they'll win the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Writing it down. Predicting the future. It's like Notre Dame. Was it America that did it?
Yeah, they got first and third. That Jacoby, she's really sweet. She's like congratulated everybody around her, but the other one, she's just like, I'm just going straight to my person.
Yeah. One is the villain and one is the non-villain. I watched a big thing on him today. He just break his scooter?
He broke Riddle's scooter. No, that was from Randy.
Is Riddle gonna get pinned? Damn, that was a brutal one. Yeah, he is. Oh, he got him.
Barely.
Riddle's done. All he has to do is put his hand out. Holy crap! Morrison wins.
Wow. Oh my god. Jesus, that's so bad. Oh my god. I didn't know that people went to Raw to watch pornos. Holy shit. That's funny. Oh, I see who she's talking about. Look, there's a guy that looks like Santa.
Oh, in the crowd?
Yeah, in the very front row. I didn't know what they were talking about. Somebody said it earlier. I don't know if it's a leader or somebody else, but somebody was talking about it.
Well, Santa's there. We had a... So is this
we had Jesus on AEW a couple weeks ago. That was crazy.
Spider Fest Night 1. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, Styles Clash. And Dan.
Why are they so mean to him? Oh, let's see. Ian's like, let's go, John. Robbie says, no, we can't all be chilling like D watching wrestling all day. Alita says, Santa's in the front row. And Robbie said, The Miz good at making himself look like a fool. Jacob says, Travis, what would you do if I debuted on the next year AEW?
I would tune in and watch.
The Dictator says Nikki Cross is not new. Jacob Karrion Cross is not officially on Raw. And nobody else has debuted. Robbie's like, Riddle's done. Jacob says, Vin, me and you are going to debut. Ian's like, yes. Alita says, whose channel is trying to get to 100? Jacob Hajine's channel. Vindicator says, nah, Raw is not worth my time. Ian says, AJ Almost and Miz and John. Ian says Riddle is done. And Luke says there is also a Krampus in the crowd somewhere, but I don't know where he is seated. So we have Santa and Krampus in the... What? That's just weird. People are just weird. Weird. What you doing?
I was trying to see if I could go to his channel, but they don't allow you to do that through this.
Oh, yeah, they don't. He would have to send us his channel on Instagram, and then we could share it on our Instagram stuff. So King is the not nice one? Why?
This one is the non-nice one.
King.
Yeah.
Why isn't she nice?
She likes to be the villain or whatever. She likes to play the villain. She's really nice in real life.
Oh.
But she likes to play the villain.
Hey, it's R-Truth.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
Wrong.
What's up?
There it is.
What's up? And you can get with that.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who was the 24/7 champ?
Reginald is.
Reginald, that's right.
Rob's like, D, how does our Archer theme song go?
The 24/7 champ Riddle. I mean, Reginald.
He's like, I have no idea. Rob is like, Shayna officially a jobber now? Not necessarily. Venetia says, I'm actually impressed by original athleticism, but let's hope he can actually wrestle. I have doubts.
We're going to see it.
Ian's like, R-Truth? Yes. It's happening.
They're going for 10 matches tonight. I wonder if that Charlotte and Nikki one's actually going to take place.
Maybe. I mean, it's still pretty early, and 24/7 matches don't go very long. So there's a huge possibility.
There's also the possibility that you could get pinned, lose the match, and then just pin him again.
True.
Like you could get rolled up on a fluke roll up and lose, and then just grab him and pin him.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. So you lost the match, but won the 24/7 title.
Right. Luke says R-Truth just got a stupid loud pop. That's why he is still around. LOL. I don't know if I'd call it stupid.
I like R-Truth.
I like R-Truth.
He's
entertaining.
He gets a crowd involved. You can always tell the older guys because they work the crowd. The younger guys just don't care about the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They do not.
Alita says he is good. Robbie says, LOD, you should sing theme songs more often. I can't. Vinegar says, yeah, I won't be around for the main event, so just giving that heads up. Oh, what? You ain't going to be around to see Charlotte? But she's your favorite and you love her so much.
Don't you want to know what goes on with the story?
Don't you want to know what happens? Maybe Charlotte will find Nikki's kryptonite. Alita's like, they like R-Truth. Looks like it was loud here, so now I'm wondering if WWE is still editing crowd sound on TV. Well, we could hear the crowd and you could see, so we don't really listen anymore.
I don't go by ears.
We watch the crowd. If they show it with the cameras, a lot of the times they won't show it with the cameras anymore. And most of the time, look, what happens is that nobody's doing anything. You'll hear cheering and you're like, where's it coming from? Because you have to find it in the crowd, and there really isn't any. It's crazy.
Everybody will be sitting down just watching, and the crowd's like going, "Rah."
Yeah, it's like crazy, and you're just like, there's nothing happening. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, Lita says not going anywhere. Sophie says we are getting Nikki ASH versus Flair versus Rhea for SummerSlam. That is the only match confirmed so far. Ravi says Vindicator loves Square as much as D loves Edge. And Sophie says, who is Square? That is Charlotte Flair. Grant T says, I thought I was the only one who heard that they said Riddle. No, they've said the wrong names a couple times tonight. It's been pretty funny. Alita says Charlotte, and Ian says, why Nia Jax attacks someone with Nia Jax? Why? I don't know. Why?
What is it?
Why Nia Jax attacks someone with Nia Jax? Why? I have no idea.
Why'd she turn on Reginald, maybe?
Maybe.
Not a fan of that.
Vinegar says, but it's even worse in my case, Ravi. LOL.
Turned on Reginald, and guess who's going to be on TV tonight? Reginald. Guess who wasn't on TV tonight?
Nia.
Nia and Shayna.
What? That's so weird. They're like, those ladies on the beach volleyball are like, yeah, we like our bodies. We like our bodies. Look at us. The gymnasts are like, oh my God, don't
Don't sexualize us.
Just sexualize us. Well, we know it's because you guys are 14. We get that, but that's the point of gymnastics. You know that they're children. That's the point. You know they're kids. So I don't even look at it as sexual.
Reginald has his own entrance music. It reminds me of...
He gotta be extra.
Eddie Murphy, kind of, He's fantastic.
Did you see what he just did?
I didn't. I looked away.
I think there was a springboard there, but he literally, like, jumped and then flipped himself with his legs up in the air into the ring. Over the ropes.
Oh, he fell. He okay, though?
That was weird! Cray. Sophie says Natalia seems to be injured. Yes. Alita says dance break. Ravi says hello Van Duffo. Ian says Reginald. And Vinegar says what the hell? Another Chucky reboot? Why? Hollywood is so absent-minded. It's actually a series, Vindicator. It's even worse. It's not a movie. It's a series on TV.
They are surfing in a typhoon. How fantastic is that? They better have lifeguards right there, by the way. But that's cool.
The American people are probably like, this is fucking nothing. The Australian people, this is fucking nothing. Right. All the other pansies, oh my god, I like surf on my river.
3 little pigs.
Oh. Oh, got him.
They got him mic'd up, and it's weird.
They got R-Truth mic'd up?
No, it's, I think it's Reginald that's mic'd.
No.
Oh, is it R?
It's R-Truth has the mic on his face.
It's like a bullfight.
Right? Ha! Got him!
Oh, shit! Nobody's home! Reginald still can't get it off his face. It's just a jacket. It's like an old ninja movie. The Kung Fu movies, and the guy just keeps moving. That's it! Reginald with the dub. Now pin him.
Right? There's all the peeps he has to run from, though.
He just jumps over everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we know why he's on TV.
Yes.
Circus
he jumps
Soleil.
around like Circus Soleil. So if it's like how happy the WWE roster is by being back on the road instead of being home for the whole week like they were because of unicorn sprinkles. Rob says, D, is that what you sing when you look in the mirror? What? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? You can get with this, and you can get with that.
It's probably more along the lines of breaking the law, breaking the law. So he says this is a match featuring Vince's favorite guys. Robbie says Reg fighting in this suit. Ian says 24/7. Alita says funny. And Robbie says D, that accent sounded English, not Aussie. Aren't they one and the same? Didn't the English like throw their rejects away to Australia and that's what it became?
Just like South America. But the South Americans ones weren't rejects.
South Africans, you mean?
Yeah.
Vindicator says R-Truth tank top is a lie, at least when it comes to society where the truth is very optional. Sophie says R-Truth was K-Quick before he went to Impact and came back to the WWE. Yes. Alita says, go, Reggie.
Did you hear what Charlotte just said? There wouldn't even be a women's champion if it wasn't for her.
Oh, really?
It would still be a Divas champion.
Oh my god, seriously. Oh, because you were the first champion of the belt after it was the Divas belt?
She won a Divas belt, and then they changed it to the women's title shortly after.
While she was champion?
I can't, probably not.
Exactly!
She loses
exactly,
her title.
bitch! Exactly! You lost it! And then whoever got it next was the first person to make it what it was.
Maybe Alexa? Bliss? I know Bliss had it 5 times or something before she did.
Lies. 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 Bitch be lying. Ian's
right.
like, R-Truth and Reginald funny. Yes, it was. Pretty entertaining. Robbie says, LOL, breaking the law, D defo. Lita says, that was great. Ian says, go Reggie. Sophie says, no way this is closing out the show. If it is, then Cena isn't coming on. And Vindicator says, so I got my answer of no, Reginald cannot wrestle because he is doing joke matches. Anyway, hope to see you guys in a couple of days for the Swindlers brand. And Vindicator, I have one thing to say about that. He has to start somewhere. And he's a high flyer flippity dude. And he has to start somewhere.
And they don't want to put him on.
They didn't use. They had Omos just with AJ Styles for a long time, and he didn't do shit. Now they're starting to use him in wrestling matches, just barely. And you've seen him on TV for how many months?
A year.
And now they're just starting to.
Yeah, because he was on the Underground. He was the bodyguard on Underground, and before that, he was a ninja.
Yeah, but he just stood there. He didn't do anything. Piccolo says, I thought Paige or AJ Lee was the first women's champ with a new design. Maybe. Vindicator says...
Definitely not AJ. I think AJ was gone by then. Because when Charlotte got up there, I think AJ was gone. Because Paige and AJ had their feuds, and that was for the Divas titles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charlotte beat Paige for the Divas Championship. That's why she's 11 times. She's got 5 SmackDown, 5 Raw, and 1 Diva. But I don't remember who the first women's champion was. I know that it was a big deal because Stephanie came out and introduced him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to remember who the champion was.
Robbie says,
I guess it could have been Paige.
Yeah. D, don't tell me you bought that crap from Square. What crap? Her garbage out of her mouth? I don't believe anything she says.
She's the real champion.
Piccolo says, I thought Paige... Oh, I already read that one. Vindicator says, until then, keep having an open mind about beauty. Bye. Bye, Vin. Alita says, I need a dance break. Ian's like, funny, R-Truth and Reginald. Yes, very funny. Luke says, Cena might come out after TV goes off in the dark spot. True. Sophie says, we got 22 minutes left, so what will be the main event? It's happening right now.
I think we're going to see a women's match go.
It's a women's match. It might go a while. It might not. It might have something else. Who knows? But anyways, this is supposedly the main event of Charlotte Flair versus Nikki ASH. Sophie says if Cena is coming out in a dark spot, why advertise him for TV then? And Sophie says, but she is saying she is an 8-time women's champion, though. She's
11.
actually an 11-time women's champion.
Time.
Piccolo says, yeah, WrestleMania 32, Charlotte won a triple threat and the Divas champ was deactivated. Chip was deactivated.
There you go. Somebody knows more.
So it's because of her, or is it she lost and then the next one who won was the women's champion, who made the women's champion the champion
belt that night, or she won the triple threat match maybe.
Well, she couldn't have kept it for very long. Alita's like, America and Australia got the thieves. Not necessarily. I don't feel that America got the thieves. America got people who are just tired of the tyranny.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay their taxes.
That's what we need to do now. Get tired of the tyranny and tell them to shut the fuck up. Sophie says they erased Charlotte 2 NXT title reigns. They didn't erase them. They're just not relevant for where she's at. If she was in NXT, she would be a 2-time or 1-time NXT champion. 2-time NXT champion. I said 2-time or 1-time, whatever. Ravi says Nikki looking piff tonight. And JVD says Charlotte in main event again. Shoot me now.
It's Charlotte.
It's Charlotte.
It's honestly one of the only women that can do it. There's no other women that can main event. Maybe Banks.
Yeah, and she's on SmackDown and she's not around. And the only other one is Becky, and she's still making herself
I'm not
better.
counting Becky because she's not there. And yes, Becky can main event.
Yeah. Omos.
When's that? Oh,
Tonight
it's
after
talking
Raw.
spot. Raw
Yeah,
talk.
it's Raw Talk. It's the male 200-meter fly semi.
Right. Well, if there is an American, he's supposed to be the best.
Robbie says this is what D wanted Square in the main event. Oh, you know it. I totally want it. So it was like the Roman Cena feud reminds me of the Taker Cena WrestleMania feud from a couple of years ago for some reason.
Yeah, Cena just comes back to lose. Just like he did against Bray Wyatt.
But it was funny and entertaining. That's all I have to say about that one. Rob was like, Nikki can do it. She's main eventing tonight.
It's Charlotte main eventing. And Ash just happens to be there. Just kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. But there's no way she's main eventing on her own. Or everybody would be getting in their cars going home. Yeah, that crowd cheer was fake right there.
There's no way that was fucking
When
real.
she lifted the belt, it didn't even sound real.
Right, that was a weird, yeah.
It was too echoey, and
Yeah.
it's not that big of a
and
stadium.
like backgroundy. Pico says, what matches on Fight for the Fallen are you excited for? For AEW. Fight for the Fallen.
AEW just brings it all. Like, I usually have fun with all of their matches, unless they're like big tag team matches, which I'm not looking forward to that one.
That's the one he's talking about. Pico Dark Order versus the Elite for me.
Is it?
That's what he just said too. Right when you said that, his thought popped up.
I'm not a huge fan of those, but it is an elimination match, and I want to see how Paige can possibly win that. Because if he doesn't, then he doesn't get a shot.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah, so he has to beat every member of the Elite, because there's no way the other guys are going to win any
Well,
matches.
some of them are going to take some of them out. Maybe not all of them, but, they're going to maybe work together to get a couple. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying a couple of them. Or I was like, Nikki Defo has toned up. Yeah, she has in the last
She's getting
6 months.
Yeah, look at old pictures of her and see what she used to look like. You'll be like, whoa. She was a smoke show about 10 years ago. 5-7 years ago.
Yeah, but I guess she had some, health issues and stuff, and maybe she's just got them under control and doing better with it. Which is good.
Either that or she just married a fat guy. And she's like, oh, I can eat comfortably.
I don't want to be fat anymore.
Oh,
JVD says
shit.
Jericho versus Gage is going to be good. Sophie says, how long has Nikki ASH has been on the main roster before being a champion for the first time?
A couple years. A few years, at
She's
least.
been here for a while.
Because she was in SmackDown for a while with Bliss, and before that she was with somebody else, I think. They became best friends, and then they went to Raw. They were on Raw for almost a year. Or more than a year, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Pico says, Nikki is married to Killian Dane. Yes.
Yes, he got fired and she became champion.
We know what happened there. Just kidding.
We got good news and bad news. All right, you're going to become champion. And the bad news, your husband gets fired. This is your champion? She just stomps on him.
Alita's like, shoot, me too. She's almost a superhero, so...
Well, does she deserve to be champion, though? Oh, big elbow.
Well, the bad guys always have to do bad things, don't they?
Of course they do.
Sophie says there are times where it seemed like they didn't know what they wanted to do with Nikki Cross after they disbanded her group for whatever reason.
Right, and not only that, but then, she wasn't even on TV for a while. And then they just show her in the back talking to people. And the only reason
she was she in?
I can't remember. I think it was with guys. Didn't she come up with the two guys?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I had to ask you about it. I'm like, I don't know who they are. Robbie says, Square taking her anger out on Nikki for WWE squashing her 2 NXT title reigns. Whatever. She never stays a champion for very long, so I don't even know why it even is a big deal anymore. Alita's like, no, I didn't know, but perfect couple.
Insanity or something they were called, or... I can't remember
Really have no idea. Sorry, hon.
Maybe it was just sanity. All right, turns her around. Charlotte just pounding on her.
Yeah, she's taking advantage of her disability of being almost a superhero.
Not quite a superhero. She's almost.
That's what I said. Of being almost a superhero.
And if you think about it, Nikki wasn't even being used at all. And then all of a sudden, she was like a joke. Like, you can't even go 2 minutes. And then she went 2 minutes and won Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And then a
did
week
all
later,
the little jokey things.
Did it with Charlotte, and now she's champion. So within like a month, she went from obscurity all the way to a championship. Which tells me she's not going to hold on to it very long. But look at that.
Oh.
Little windmill.
She didn't quite have her leg kind of in the right spot when she landed there.
Oh, slide kick right to her face. She might have broke Charlotte's nose.
Live to regret it. All the playing and toying. Oh, she got thrown over the thing. Ouch.
Right on the chair. That's got to hurt.
A little bit,
Charlotte's
right?
just so strong. Better go to a commercial. Pay some bills. And I'll watch swimming.
Wonder what's happening.
Is this another 200?
Yeah, it's a male 200 fly semi.
Got to get the top 8 swimmers in the final.
Yeah, there's one American in it. He is nowhere near the lead, though.
Oh, no.
He's like in this, not the farthest lane, but like one of these far ones.
Mm-hmm. So second there.
He just turned around.
Third one up.
The second one up.
Oh, second one up.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He's not even on the screen when they're like, look at these guys over here.
All right, we're watching the 200 butterfly guy.
Yeah. He's like, Square's such a fraud and a crybaby. Aww. Sophie says, wait till CM Punk and Daniel Bryan show up on AEW television. They'll probably kick WWE's creative butt like WCW did.
I think it's going to take more than that, but it's going to do it at least once. I think they will get huge ratings their first night.
Yeah.
But it's going to take longer. I mean, those two can't sustain a whole company. If that was the thing, then WWE wouldn't have got rid of them.
Right. Sophie says people comparing Daniel Bryan and CM Punk joining AEW like Nash and Hall went to WCW.
Right. But they don't have the Hulk Hogan. And that's the thing they would need. They would need the Hulk Hogan character if they were going to pull the NWO thing. Which means that like Kenny Omega would have to join them or something.
Mm-hmm. P. Cole's like, butterflies suck. I could go maybe 50 meters.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know how far I'd go. I'd probably pull something. Is that Haiti? I don't know.
No. I don't think Great Britain was doing this. It was like Brazil and somebody else, I don't know who. That guy, Hungary. Mm-hmm. My God.
This is the most disgusting place in Hungary. Eddie Murphy when they're in the sewer. This is the most disgusting place in all of Hungary.
Yeah, it's Hungary, Brazil, Italy, then USA.
Ew.
Yeah. That's for the semifinals, though. So the people who advance to the finals are Hungary, Brazil, Russia, or RSA. I don't know if that's really Russia. Italy, Hungary, USA, and 2 others.
Yes, the 4x100 is my favorite also, Bobby.
The 100-meter dash?
The 4x1. So it's all 4 of them run 100. So it's 1 lap, but 4 guys.
Oh. Like the baton thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's fast.
The relay race. Okay.
It's each guy's running it under 10 seconds.
Robbie says Nash could probably beat 99% of the current WWE roster. Sophie says, who would be this version of Hulk Hogan going to AEW with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan?
I just don't know if they have that guy. It'd be John Cena, but that's it. Like, that's the only guy even close.
Right. People is like, ultimately it should be Cody, don't you think?
I mean, yes, I do, but I think that Cody needs to be the guy that's spearheading the charge against them, that's defending AEW.
And we're back over here on Raw with, Charlotte Flair against the new Raw Women's Champion, Nikki Cross, or Nikki ASH. Her name is not Ash, it's ASH, we've been told. Alita's got the Z's going on, and Sophie says Ring of Honor wanted CM Punk last year before Unicorn Sprinkles happened, and Roberto said tonight's show was good.
It was.
Ravi's like, Dia's like, we don't care about Square, let's watch the Olympics. It was commercial, Ravi, and they don't do picture-in-picture, so I might as well watch something.
This match has been going on for minutes, too. Like, this isn't just a squash match. We still got about 7 minutes left. And this is the 10th match of Raw. Unprecedented. This is bigger than a pay-per-view.
It is. They've done way more matches than they normally do.
If this is not the greatest Raw that I've ever seen, I don't know what is.
Well, in the last how many years,
That's what I mean, like, since I can remember.
With them doing all their weird stuff they've done. Maybe being live, they have to do... Maybe being on the road and live, they have to start putting more matches in. They can't just be... We'll just do a whole bunch of recaps and rehashes and shit.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they don't want it not to be about the fans.
I think it would just be very...
Wow, and if that's the case, then Raw's going to be awesome going forward. Oh, Charlotte misses.
Oh, there you go. And whacked her face. Get her. Go, Nikki.
Just a quick 1 count.
Give it all you got.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got. She's going to pull her britches down. Charlotte's too much. Too strong. Charlotte's like a big bully.
She is kind of a big bully.
I feel like Charlotte's going to win this. Because it's not a title match.
Oh.
Maybe hit her with a natural selection.
What do you mean retain? She's not losing the title. This is just a contendership, dude.
Right.
Weirdo. That guy really needs to read his script better. Sophie's like, with Daniel Bryan gone from the writing team, that stinks for everybody who he was working with. Robbie says Nash looks in good shape still, and Sophie says once again this show has flown by. Yes. Jacob says, Travis, where's CM Punk at? Supposedly he's in talks to sign with AEW right now, Jacob. Roberto says, are y'all going to be on live for AEW Wednesday? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will absolutely be here Wednesday for AEW. Sophie says this is like the 3rd or 4th time this year that the women's main evented Raw. Yeah, and they always don't turn out very well. I says D doing her best Beth Phoenix impression, the commentary. Yes. Oh.
There it is, spinning DDT.
They're
Tornado
doing stuff
DDT.
and
she's going up top.
Joint manipulation. So it's like, will you be going to AEW or WWE taping or pay-per-view in the future?
Probably.
Trying to do that, yes. Hi-ya!
Cross body. Charlotte rolls her over. 1, 2, and 3. Charlotte with the dub. I figured she'd get it. I just didn't know how. Charlotte just does not lose.
Her contenders. Her contendership.
She beat the champion. Still got 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
That's a long time. Rhea's going to show up.
So this is, will you be going... Oh, I already asked that. People says if she was like Daddy Flair, she should make any wrestler look good in the ring. Roberto says, okay. And Jacob says, did Daniel sign? Not that we know of.
We have not
Sophie
seen
says,
anything.
when will Becky show up? Don't know that either. Roberto says, y'all have a good night. You too. And thanks for joining us tonight. Robbie says, that's Hash making Nikki lose. Jacob says, Travis was Oldberg tonight. No.
Nope, no Goldbergs.
No Goldbergs of any kind. And right now we're just watching Charlotte try to, get the crowd booing her some more.
She was supposed to win. It's degrading to
congratulate her. Is that what that is?
It's placating.
Oh, she's like all sorts of not good.
Respectful?
No, and her chest area right there. She's got some ouchies.
There's one. Is the music going to hit?
Sorry. Robbie says square is a ham roll. So he says, do you see Charlotte going to AEW in the future since her future husband works there? Who knows, Sophie?
She almost could have won.
I almost could have won.
Again. Put the belt on the line and we'll think about it. That's what I'd say if I was Charlotte. Give me that mic.
Poor first name dude. Luna's like, well, good night, goodbye, everyone. Bye, Luna. Thanks for hanging out with us.
There it is. Next week. Maybe main event in Raw again. Bam! Big forearm after they shake hands. And then a big boot. Charlotte adding insult to injury. She's going to tear that knee apart. Just take her apart. She's the one that wants the fight. And just slaps her across the boobies. Big shot by Charlotte.
Oh, jeez. God bless James. Leave it to says, me too. Stay
another
safe,
big
people.
boot.
You too.
Another big boot.
Such a douche. She got her back in the ring already? Jesus.
Yeah, and then booted her.
Oh, my God. Well, there you go. That was the end of it. Their 4 minutes they took up.
They filled it. A-S-H. Not Ash. Can't say Ash anymore.
Oh. Well, how exciting. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging out with us for some Raw tonight. Appreciate that. Hopefully you'll be able to join us again on Wednesday for AEW.
Old Wednesday.
Lita's like, I got my pit bull puppy. Her name is Aria. Oh, how sweet.
Aria Speedwagon.
Puppies. I miss but don't miss.
No. No more puppies for me.
Alita's like, means low noise. Yes. Anyways, we appreciate all of you. If you're lurking in the background, please make sure to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, guys, for our videos. It helps us with our algorithms out there in the YouTube world.
We want to hit that 1,000 here this week.
Piccolo says, thanks for the stream, y'all, and you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Robbie says, and that was Monday Night Fraud in a nutshell. Piccolo says, have a great night, everyone. Alita says, good night, and that's our cue to say good night.
All right, everybody, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.